money, you can give your time, you can give your talent, you can also give your treasure. So moving on real quick, I'll start passing the mic around. I'll start with Folusha and then we'll come to Mommy Bolande and then we pass the mic around like that. So hi Folusha, how are you doing today?
I'm fine.
Folusha, are you there?
Yes, can you hear me?
Okay, Felicia is not there. Please,
I'm here.
guys,
Can you
before
hear
you
me?
request to
No,
speak,
he's speaking.
please
Pearl,
ensure
can you hear
you
me?
are ready
Felicia,
to
Felicia
speak.
is
And
Pearl,
speaking.
kindly,
Pearl,
Can you hear me?
can you hear him?
I can't hear Felicia. I can't.
That's
Okay.
great.
Can
I
Pearl
can't hear
hear
him
me,
too.
Bishop? Can Pearl hear me?
Oh wow.
I can you
Can,
can I go? Can you hear me?
Okay, guys. Let's wait. Pearls. Did you hear anybody apart from me?
I can hear you. I can hear you. I can hear Priscilla, but I can't hear
Okay,
Felicia. But
Folusha.
you can go ahead.
Yeah, it wasn't Folusha. It wasn't Priscilla. It was Service. It was a Liberty champion who was speaking. So Folusha has left. I think we just need to take the next person and we can move ahead. I think he was having network issues. Yeah, go ahead, Pearls.
Okay, then let's have Mommy Bolande. Hello, ma'am. How are you doing today?
Good evening, pals. Bishop, it's been a while. Service culture, I love you loads. Um, uh, Engineer Balami, oh my God, I love listening to you speak. Greetings to everybody from my side. Um, yeah, I mean, I was eagerly waiting for the space, but then I had visitors, so I didn't join right at the start. But I hope I haven't missed too much. What has excited me, and those that kind of know the work we have been doing behind the scenes know that we have been talking about getting us into some form of structure, both in the diaspora and in Nigeria. And obviously, we've had loads of challenges. Morale is low at times, and but we keep on pushing, right? And in a way, I feel like some people do not understand the need to have a cohesive, formidable movement where we can make decisions and put out a joint decision as opposed to the scatter gun approach, which we tend to do a lot of. So we have no real focus. Some people are saying one thing, others are saying another. I know that you're passionate about the movement. And my question, is what more can we do? And those who know what I do behind the scenes, I'm more about action. I come on spaces and I speak, and I then try and actualize what I speak, and I try and put my money where my mouth is, right? But I get frustrated myself, right, when there's low interest. We have a WhatsApp community that covers most of the diaspora, but only the UK part of it is functioning, and it feels sometimes that you just kind of like you get fed up. But I would love to hear from you. What are your thoughts about how we can proceed? Because I've tried to do it the way I can. There's lots of fantastic people doing fantastic work, but we need to become one movement, right? What are your thoughts on that, please? Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Bolale. Very, very important question there. You see, the whole world today believe that obedient people are just throwing stray bullets around, without direction. But today our principal is somebody who you need to study him, come close to him to understand him more. Sometimes you might think he doesn't know what he's doing, but he knows what he's doing. Let me tell all obedience out there that, trust me, guys, we have a leader who knows what he's doing, who has a great strategy. Sometimes he responds when he doesn't respond when you want him to respond, but it's because he has a bigger plan and he knows what he's doing. He has made it clear in our Lagos convention called Our Lagos. He spoke at length and he made it clear that inclusivity is key. He answered a question that NLC and all the organs, the critical stakeholders must be carried along. He believed that democracy must be practiced in a proper manner. Today, he has made it clear that Aburi and his team should not go ahead and conduct a convention without doing the right thing, without reaching out to people. We should support our principal's position as ObiDient. We should add our voices to his voice to tell Aburi and his team not to go against the wish of over 6.3 million people. We should be ready now to jump on ward, local government, and state. I've seen people come to say, I'm ObiDient, but I'm not Labour Party. Yeah, most of us are now in LP, some are not. And the reason is simple, guys, there's no more sitting on the fence. You've seen the danger of not being a card-carrying member. You've seen the danger of not participating at the local politics. There's no at home in diaspora who doesn't send 1,000 to 10,000 naira now and then to solve problems during naming ceremonies, burials, during weddings, during anything. Those people that are your benefactors, call them and instruct them to join Labour Party, even if you can't go to your village. I know of somebody who has not stepped her feet to Nigeria for a long time, but she's in control from where she is of her ward and her local government just by empowerment. So ObiDient should empower people strategically. Don't just send money anyhow. For me now, if you're not somebody who is progressive, there are some couple of people that came to me in the past and they didn't believe in what we are doing. Now they've called me, they're crying, they're saying, Balami, what do we do? I say, well, if you want to continue suffering, you can, maintain status quo. But if you want to move on and have a better life, follow somebody who is selfless like Peter Obi. So obedience is not time to make noise, please. Very soon, I believe that the wish of our principal, His Excellency Peter Obi, and the wish of Dr. Alex Oti, the wish of our senators and our House of Reps, the wish of our landlord, Nigerian Labour Congress, that owns the Labour Party, will prevail. And when it prevails, please, we should make sure we go back to the rural areas and ensure that we participate through family and friends, ourselves, at the World Congress, local government Congress, because these are the people that will decide the quality of leadership at the state level. Now, if you have solid people across 36 states and FCT and local government, then they will produce a quality person. Maybe by then, if that even happens, maybe I might not even be qualified to maybe you will even withdraw your endorsement for me to come and run. Maybe you will even see that there is somebody who is better. But you see, it's not about me or Dr. Tanko or my brother Abdul Karim or Senator La. It's about the future of our unborn children. So guys, let's go back. Let's be party members, because jumping from one party to another might not be just a good thing all the time. Just keep jumping. Let us fix it. We need to fix it so that Nigerians will know that we actually have the capacity to fix things. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much, Moni Bolanle, for your question, and thanks for your response, sir. So real quick, I would like to take a lady and a guy, a mixture like that, because I really like to have a mixture of both genders in conversations. So we were supposed to have Felicia. Felicia, are you there now? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you if you can hear me, Pierce. Can you hear me?
Yes, please, sure, please go ahead for a minute.
Oh, many thanks, my lady. Good evening, everybody. Good evening, Bishop, Service Culture, my sister, Mommy Bolanle, and Engineer Balami, my friend. Thank you very much. You have spoken at length, and I remain an ObiDient and as well as a Labour Party member. And of course, being a member, I had gotten to the hierarchy of the party on the state level. Now, it's so sad as an executive, let me speak as a labor person before I start speaking as an ObiDient person. As a party executive or state executive, I would say I'm reading about convention on the social media. So in other words, it has not gotten to us in the state, because I think I've read some tweets that have said national and state chairmen and their executives. So in order to exonerate the executives and even the chairman, I don't know about the chairman, but at least I will speak about the executive, so which also include the chairman in some cases. We are yet to, because my platform or my executive, whatever, nobody had been able to talk about it. That means it's null and void. And the Constitution does not even allow us to do that. Especially, I'm a lawyer and I'm the state legal advisor of Lagos. So I don't know how they came about this, because there's a resolution which we used last year in the electoral tribunal. In fact, a lot of people didn't quickly see that coming until I started dropping it for different, some of my colleagues. Okay, use this, put it here, throw this resolution in. Otherwise, we'll have lost some cases. Out of 6, we won 5. We'll have lost all the 5. We won't have anything if there was no resolution, because of what Balami has spoken about earlier, in which I also would say I would probably give in a hint of suggestion and say, don't necessarily put your weight on such people like Harabambi, because today you don't know whether he can be your friend today and he becomes enemy and he will come back again. Now he's on Abure's side again today, trying to fight NLC. And the law is law. Once you go to court and you have a judgment or an authority, it becomes something that you can cite, a decision. If they have taken a decision, is a decision. NLC said they own the party, and I don't think everybody have known that from day one. So what suddenly happened? But I'm not going to go into that, more than the fact that everything must be done in an open. We are not a secret court like someone also have tweeted. When you want to do convention, we should be prepared for it. There is a laid down guideline. There is a constitution that back that up. And there are people that should attend such convention. Now, I overheard at Lagos ObiDient Convention, when our principal was talking about, they spoke about 2, that maybe the requirement says you can't be 2 years. If you look at it, I think every ObiDient have been 2 years in this party. At least the ones that had even gone in fully as a member of the party, in which Isaac is part of. So it's not a big deal for any one of you to come up today and say you want to become anything, anywhere, including the state, local government, and ward. When I came in, I started as a vice chairman of a local government. In this same ObiDient, I moved in from vice chairman of a local government to being a state legal advisor. Now, if my time have expired and I'm not ready to contest, I will go and sit down. It's not by force that I have to say, because I'm this, I have to hold on to it. I don't know why we have this kind of attitude. And those are the things that we want to correct. And we will correct it. And we will not run away from anybody. Because this is very key. One of the things that you have to understand with Nigerian police is that they know that when you do, you will go and sit down and say, well, all of them are the same policies. There are times you have to, I think I read a book in 1998, if I'm right, called Good Violence and Bad Violence. A voluntary book. There is a good violence. This is part of the violence. And I think that's one of the things Bible talks about. The kingdom of God suffer violence, and the violent taketh it by force. These are the forces that we need to use. If we have to send one of us to the place to represent us, there is no big deal. You are doing the right thing. That is how you play politics. You start, if we don't know before, then we have now known that this is how we should do it. Politics is not a place where you leave it for them. That has been what has been happening, especially in Lagos politics, where no other political party. In fact, they will send in the other political party that have been ruling, they always send all the people that will contest anything to other political party. PDP especially always have candidates coming from APC. They never failed. Check it from after Funsho Williams' death. You understand? Obanikoro was a commissioner and a senator that came, and then just they even did the primaries twice for him to get it, because that is the mission, ranging down to Jimmy Agbaje. Anyway, let me not go beyond Pierce, but what I want to say is that I will advise my brother. I'm going to talk to you in another, maybe in a private, whatever, that I experience, and I'm sure service culture is there. Priscilla, remember when it was one when Arabambi came into one of the cases, one of the places that we won, it would have given it to APC if not that I acted swiftly to save that case. And guess what? I was offered all kind of money in the world, 200 million, $35,000. I did not collect it because I said no. So what I'm saying is that we are here to save our country, and the only way to do it is through the party, because there is no way none of us can contest individually. So if it's to hijack it, then let us go ahead. Let's back someone up. And I will say, my brother, you are in a right spot. Because I've been asking, you want to do convention, who are the people campaigning? Who are the people who want to run for one position or the other? We are not seeing it. So I think this is the time, and we will expect more people to come up to want to, and don't trust the so-called NOS or whatever. He already have, if you check the resolution, I can send it to you privately, you will be shocked. You understand? And the resolution didn't even say you should do this convention in this March. The resolution said, let everybody say, because of the court everything, after the tribunal, the Supreme Court, let them do it. All the officers should wait. So, in other words, it still has a tenure till around June, May at least. And then convention can happen around June, not this early, not the first quarter of the year. I yield the mic for now.
Okay, thank you very much, Felicia. I'm getting lots and lots of reactions to what you just said. If you can hang around, maybe some of those people will like to come up here and ask questions. But moving on real quick, let's pass the mic over to my sister, Liberty Champion. Over to you, ma'am.
Just a moment, Miss Pearls.
Okay, sorry, Priscilla, yes, please go ahead.
Right. I'd like to react to something that Barrister Felicia said. Dear obedience on this space. If you are not following this man, please do. He's a Lagos State legal, like he said. And he mentioned my name specifically. I wanted to give him his flowers when he's alive. That's what my dad taught me. The information putting him on alert for Arabambi and Co. was sent to me, and I forwarded it to Barrister Felicia, and he was very active on it. and he acted swiftly, like he rightly said. And we were in front of that, and Arabambi and Co couldn't hijack the case of, I think is Honorable George, I think that's the case that would have been. The information came in from an ObiDient. So I'd like to thank ObiDient for being awesome. Thank you all so much. You guys are amazing, and for all you do for this community and for the country. That's what Bishop. Talk your.
Okay, moving on real quick. Over to you, Liberty.
Oh, thank you so much, Lady Pearls, Bishop, and Service Culture Priscilla. Anyway, Engineer Balami Isaac, it's been very uplifting listening to you. Now, my question is this. We have ObiDient, who we have worked and fought with and really bled with and cried with. And I'm sure you would have seen of late, it's becoming clear that we have ObiDient who are on different political leanings, particularly PDP. Now, in light of what you've just outlined, the need for us to come into Labour Party, for those of us willing to come into Labour Party, what is the advice? Well, I guess, how do I put it now? What is the advice you're going to give to us as ObiDient family, knowing that we will eventually, at some point, be opposing each other as a result of the different political party we might all belong to? It might be a few of us, but how do we approach this? Because there's been a lot of accusations, disappointment, heartbreak, and that a lot of us, felt that those whom we've looked up to have really broken our hearts, have disappointed us. So how do you advise us that we navigate this very, very delicate terrain of staying, not creating enemies for ourselves, amongst ourselves, where we can avoid it, or embracing healthy competition, while still not, So that's my question.
Okay, I
Thank
think
you.
I will
So I
just
don't
take
know
the
whether
last part
I'm
because
making
it was a bit
sense.
long. Yeah, it was a
Okay.
bit long, but let me take the last part and rephrase if that is what you mean. You want me to respond to the issue of people in PDP and APC and other parties, how we relate with them and how we work together. Am I right?
Yes, especially like this Edo State election is a classic one where we are seeing ObiDient who are supporting an opposing party, more or less. Yes.
You see, we all know the story. And again, I want to thank FS Yusuf for following His Excellency's instruction. He's here. He's on this space today because during the crisis of FS Yusuf and Sarah Ibrahim, I flew down from Abuja, went to His Excellency's house in Lagos, and I put a phone call to Sarah Ibrahim. She spoke to His Excellency Peter Obi through my phone, and he pleaded with her to be patient and forgive and forget. Let us move on as a family. He also spoke to FX Yusuf immediately through my phone, and FX Yusuf also was advised, and his PO also pleaded that he should please bring down whatsoever it is that he has put against Sarah Ibrahim. Thank you, FS Yusuf. From that instruction, it was less than 5 minutes before I will even leave his house. You have deleted every post against our sister. Thank you very much. At least, no matter how angry we are, you will still have to settle down on the ground. But you see, for the kind of thing that is happening, which let's use Edo as a case study now, we just need to apply wisdom. We must see the bigger picture. If you love Peter Obi, you truly love Peter Obi, you will do what he wants, most especially if he is right. Everybody here will agree with me that if God help us, we win Edo State, we win Anambra, we'll have up to 3 governors. You will agree with me that 3 governors is more than 1 governor. So the ObiDient will have place to rally around. There's so much work ahead. Yes, we're not the kind of party, our principal doesn't practice the kind of politics where governors bring in money for his campaign, stolen fund. There are people that brought money during this presidential campaign and PO rejected the money because he doesn't want dirty money. He was being careful. So, but you see, if we think of the bigger picture, what will you benefit? Yes, it's so painful what happened. This thing should be zoned to a particular zone. I understand the sentiment. It's a painful one. It's sad. I am from Borno South. I know I share that sentiment. Southern Borno have 60% of the voters in Nigeria, but because we're impoverished, we have never ever produced a governor. So I know how it is. It's painful. I'm there. I know where it pains, where it pricks in the shoe. So people like FS Yusuf that are supporting a PDP governor, I know the pain they have to go through. I know the sentiment attached. Sometimes some of them can't even go back to their village if they don't support their brother. Trust me, sometimes it's not that easy for them. It's not even about them collecting money from somebody to support somebody. No. Some of these people that are actually against I would say my big brother Apata, it's not because they asked Apata for money and he refused. It's not because they actually asked or because the PDP people gave them money. Trust me, they've made sacrifices. They've risked so much, But the point here is that I want them to see it from a different lens. Sometimes you make certain sacrifices for the bigger picture. If I ask FS Yusuf, who is my brother, I respect him so much. I've worked with him. His energy was unbelievable during the entire campaign. I will agree. People like, some people have told me here today that the first person that they met on the ObiDient movement was FS Yusuf. More than 10 people have called me that the first person they met fighting for PO was FS Yusuf. And I will put it back to him as a brother. Of course, we won't turn this platform to debate or argument. I'm just like an admonishment, like an advice as a brother to him. If you support the PDP against Labour Party, and that will affect PO in 2027, will you change your mind? So for me, it's about looking at the bigger picture, So for me, I'm just pleading. It's painful. Some of them can't go home. If there are people that if they go home and support Labour Party, their kingsmen will beat them up. But they can also talk to their kingsmen, talk to their family and friends to see the bigger picture. And trust me, the ObiDient will come back again as a family. The division in Edo State will not consume us. We will come back as a family. And I could remember clearly, FX Yusuf told me that he met Sarah for the first time in my office. And I know that there's so much bitterness, there's so much hatred, there's so much venom. But I'm just asking that the same way God will forgive every one of us whenever we offend him.
Okay. Thank you
yeah.
very much, sir. Sorry, someone speaking? Can anyone hear me? Am I audible?
I can
Yes, you're loud.
I can hear.
Okay, good. So I'm gonna pass the mic. Thank you very much, Dibori and Engineer Balami, for your response. I'm getting loads and loads of DMs, and I just hope it doesn't cause a glitch for me right here. Lots of people sending me questions in the DM, and I'm gonna request again, please, if you have questions.
Madam Piers, can you stop using this word glitch? It reminds me of something, and I feel very. It always raises my BP if you mention the word glitch. We know what glitch did to us on the server on the IRF. Please use another word.
Okay, then. Okay, so noted. Okay, real quick, I'll pass the mic over to General Snow. General Snow, are you actually a general, or that's just a nickname? And by the way, winter is my best weather, so I like snow.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Good evening. Good evening, everyone. I am not.
General Snow, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you guys hear me?
I can't. Is he speaking? I can't hear him.
Can anyone hear me?
I can't also hear.
I can hear him. He's speaking.
Pels, General Snow is speaking. I'm sure you're not hearing him, but he's speaking.
Okay. Thank you very much for the opportunity. I'm not a general in terms of military. I'm not a general, but any other place, I'm a general.
Is he still there? I can't see him
Hear
either.
him anymore. I think he might have dropped. Yeah, no,
Oh,
I
okay.
don't go to speaker section.
Okay. Okay, then let's move on real quick. Snow, if you can hear me, please do go to request for the mic again, and I'll bring you back up. Well, let me pass the mic over to Color Day while we wait for Snow to come back. Hi, sir. How are you doing today?
I'm doing very good. Oh, I greet everyone out there. I greet everyone. Engineer Balami, thank you so very much for all you do. We sincerely appreciate everything you've done and all you keep doing. Oh, well, after listening to you today, yeah, I think we have a whole lot of people who have the good of the obedient at heart, and and I'm happy that you came up today to, like, at least, because we've heard a lot today that has really calmed me as a person, has really calmed me down about the whole tension of what is happening. So I want to ask you now, if given the opportunity to run for the post of the chairmanship of Labour Party and win, what would be the first thing you would do in terms of the obedient, as in the obedient? Do you have any plan of we having a structure to then join Labour Party as a bloc, like as a group, like the TUC and the NLC, or you would still want us to just still do the one registration and one joining of the Labour Party as individuals? Thank you.
No, today you see the obedient. Let me not make people to be angry in Labour Party, but at least we are at least 80 to 90%. The obedient are. Let's just be honest, with all sense of humility. I'm also in LP, but I'm an obedient, right? For me, there's no sitting on the fence. We just need to make sure, because you cannot be active after I have become chairman, or after Abdul Karim Ibrahim has become chairman, or after Dr. Tanko Yunusa has become chairman. You can only be active during the state, the ward, local government, and state congresses. So if you are active, then you can produce a leader of your choice. So I advise that the obedient should please try and actually join the party now. For those who are not active now, they should please get active. And then we should also be humble about it. We shouldn't intimidate the old Labour Party people as if they are nothing. I respect them so much. Some people have been there for 20 years, 22 years. It's not right to just come and just insult them, even if some of them are not well educated or they're not up to your standard. I mean, your senior in a party is your senior, so we must show love. So obedience should be more strategic than just being emotional. We should respect them. And if you see anybody in LP, whether at local government, ward, state, or national level, that is very good, that is open to learning, that is teachable, we should not even push those people out. There's no how we can flush the entire LP. It's not possible. There are a lot of good people that are there that we need to actually work with. So for me, I know I've answered other questions before as per my plans, but it's all about inclusion. And one thing that we did not do in 2023 election is we did not carry along NLC and TUC as it should. Trust me, not everybody in NLC and TUC are actually not obedient. We have a lot of obedience in NLC and TUC as well. You agree with me that even the serving military generals, there are even people that are currently serving as ministers in this President Tinubu's cabinet, and their children are actually obedient. So what is more important is we should, just take it easy. we should be more deliberate. We shouldn't just be sentimental, be emotional about things. We should be more calculative, and we should show people, because I assure you that a bit humble. Sometimes, even God says, if you are humble, I will lift you. If you are proud and arrogant, I will bring you down. So one thing we must ask God to do for us as obedient is let God give us the grace to be humble. Let God give us more wisdom, higher and superior wisdom, so that people that are in APC and PDP and people that are also in Labour Party will allow us to do what God has sent us to do. So let me just stop here. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so very much, sir. So, guys, we have loads and loads of people requesting for the mic. So, please, if you've spoken, I might have to take you down so as to bring more people up here. And again, please, any questions to my DM, do well to. And most of the questions coming to my DM are very, very critical, right? So you can do well to request for the mic and come up here and ask those questions. So I'll pass the mic. Let me take a lady before I go back to General Snow. Let's take Arewa Chick, and then we come to General Snow, and then we take Sweet Angel. So what's your Arewa? How are you doing today?
I'm fine, Pers. Priscilla, good evening. Good evening, everyone. It's good to be here. Good evening, Miss Engineer Balami. It's quite amazing, listening to you thus far. But I have just very one important, delicate question that I think it's what's in maybe majority of our minds also. And my question goes like this. We have a kangaroo secret convention that is about to happen that has moved from different states, and only God knows the next village it will be happening. In a situation whereby Abure and his cohorts decide to push forward, like go forward to, do this convention, even without the backings of the proper authorities that are supposed to have, be part and parcel of this convention. How then will the likes of either you, Ibrahim, who again? You, Ibrahim, Tanko,
Tanko
and
Yunusa and Senator La.
exactly. How do the four of you who have somehow seen that the candidates that would likely, contest for this position that Abure is trying to hold on to, if he continues with the convention, then what is going to happen, or how do any of you come to play eventually? Because I don't know how this is going to play out. If Abure continues with this convention, how would any of you be able to now contest? Where are you going to contest, and how is it going to play out? Or how do we get any of you to become the chairman or to play the chairman's position? Because it's confusing. So that's my question.
Okay, so I think I heard you. You were cracking, but I heard you. Can anybody confirm if I was the only person who was hearing her?
Can you hear me now?
But her voice was cracking.
I could hear her loud
Can you
and
hear me
clear.
now?
Sir, can you hear her now? Are you there? Can you hear me,
So
sir?
I can't hear anybody. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. She was cracking. Is she done? I heard her, but is she still speaking?
I can ask my question again. I can ask my question again if you can hear me.
No, we heard her loud and clear, and we're hearing you now too.
No, I actually heard you loud and clear. You want to know what the four of us will do? Should Abure go ahead and become and announce himself as unopposed chairman, right?
Exactly.
I think that's somebody. So, you see, as it is now, I don't think Dr. Tanko Yunusa or my brother Ibrahim Abdulkarim or my daddy actually even shown interest or declared. Neither have I, Isaac David Balami, declared for that office. All the posters you see around, I've called them, I've asked them, none of them made those posters, none of them shared it. None of us it's just our loved ones, ObiDient, that just feel you guys, and it's not even as if these four of us are the only people that can become chairman. There's no any law of such. It's just that we don't even know where that thing emanated from. But those who did it knows who they are, but we don't know them because I've asked them. Nobody could tell me. We just saw our pictures that was picked on internet, and they said the four of us will run, one of us will become, and so on and so forth. But you see, so as of today, no form has been sold. There's no transparency, which is what NLC is not happy with, which is what the House of Reps and the senators are not happy with, which is what our leader and principal, His Excellency Peter Obi and Dr. Alex Oti, are not also happy with. These are the challenges. Now, I don't have the powers to stop them, but I know that the ObiDient can actually keep calling them until God touches their heart. I also know that NLC is doing everything possible as the landlord, as the owners of the party, to make sure they don't go ahead and hold it. Because if they do, then that is what they want. Because of how porous our legal system is, they want us to go to court and keep arguing. And instead of using this time and energy to actually build the party, go back to the world, build the structure, they want to distract us, which is also a very, very bad thing that they are allowing the devil to actually use them. All we're saying is that Abure can still run. We appreciate that he supervised our allotted 6.3 million votes. He can still run, but it should be democratic, it should be free and fair. And if he wins, we can give it to him. Not him going about it, he is doing it now, because at the end of the day, I don't know how he actually want to lead people that are not happy with him. If Peter Obi, Dr. Alex Oti, House of Reps, Senate, for the first time he got 30-something, 40-something Senate and Reps, and he said he won't listen to them, then I don't know what is actually pushing him and his team. But I believe that if it is a spell that is cast on anybody, God will deliver that person in Jesus' name. I pray in a Christian way. And since we are also in Ramadan, our people will also pray and fast. But there's nothing we can do. We're not people that can go and carry gun or go and attack people. I know that a lot of ObiDient are not happy. Some are saying they will even mobilize and go and stop the convention. A lot of ideas flying around, but for we that are actually contesting, we don't actually have any powers. And I don't think if our principal keep telling them not to do it, I don't know if our principal will be able to control or stop some ObiDient from going to stop it, because this is people's blood, sweat, people's resources that has built this party that few people want to actually hijack it and do whatsoever they want to do with it. For me, we should watch and pray. We should also, be in some strategy session to find solution. I cannot just tell you all the solution on this platform, but I believe that if we search deep within us as ObiDient, locally and internationally, there could be a solution. There could be a solution somewhere, and I don't have the monopoly of wisdom or knowledge alone on this matter.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. Real quick, let me pass the mic over to General Snow.
Hello?
Can you hear me now?
People hear me? I don't know if...
Yes, we can hear you, Engineer Balami. We can hear you.
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you clearly.
I can hear you, Charles. Hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay,
I would
thank
like
you.
to be sure, General
Hello,
Snow,
can you hear me?
I would like to be sure he can hear you so he can respond when you're done.
Spells, Bishop.
Yes,
Yes,
we
can
can.
I can hear you very well, sir. We can hear you. Can hear you, sir. Can you hear me?
Okay. Maybe I should.
Oh.
Oh, I think he has dropped down.
Should I go ahead and speak? Maybe
Yes, if you want to just make a general comment, that's fine. But if it's a question for him, then I'm adding him right back now. So if it's a question for him,
actually.
Okay, then. So you might want to wait for him. He's back here. Can you hear me, sir? Engineer Balami, can you hear me?
Okay,
can you hear me, sir?
I am back now. I lost everybody. I wasn't hearing anything. So I was.
Can you hear me now, sir?
Yeah, can you all hear me now?
Yes, we can.
Sure, I can hear you.
Okay, so I don't know
So,
where you heard me. I mean, where I stopped last. If she heard me, if I answered that question to her satisfaction.
I think you did. Arewa, did he answer your question to your satisfaction?
Yeah, I was hoping there was something that could be done. I was just praying because that was just the only thing that kept lingering in my mind. But obviously, we are all anticipating and looking forward
Arewa,
to
you know,
God.
you see, the bottom line today is that they are all insulting us to our face. They feel they're the only ones that have monopoly for violence. They know that our principal will never encourage violence. They know that in as much as we say our minds as obedience anywhere in the world, they know that we will not carry arms, we will not fight anybody. Unfortunately, we just need to call on DSS, call on the Nigerian police, not to support what is happening. We just need to find a way to communicate. The painful part is that they're insulting our principal by carrying out this illegal, unaccepted convention in the state of our principal. What an insult. That is how they want to pay him back, you know, and it's so sad that that is even happening through the closest person to His Excellency Peter Obi, who is the National Organizing Secretary. I still can't believe, I just want to assume that is a lie. It is not him that is doing all this thing, who is assuring them protection in his village in Inewi. And we all here are in different states. The chairman and secretaries that have been appointed to go there as agents, we all know them. We need to call them to order because you see, that thing that they think they will benefit, that financial inducement, they can't actually enjoy it if the obedience are not behind them. They know how we supported the party with our resources and everything. So for me, we just have to find ways. We should meet and discuss. Anambra people, Anambra ObiDient, we are looking up to you guys. The Southeastern ObiDient, we are looking up to you guys. I pray that God will allow you people to have solution. Talk to NOS, if it's to call his family members and beg them, because as it is now, they are holding us all to ransom. So this you know, these are the issues.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. Over to you, Generous, now.
all right, thank you very much. It's a privilege to be here. I want to quickly say something. When Engineer Balami was speaking, he said that we should watch and pray. I beg to disagree with that because if 2023 presidential election has taught me anything, it has taught me that power is power and politics is brutal. Politics does not care about your emotions, your religion, or whatever. What happens is what happens. Like we told the path of peace, diplomacy, and all of that during and after the elections. And power is power. Whoever has the power is who has the power. So I think it's time we play politics. And my question is this: what happens if these people, if they go ahead and hold this convention and return themselves unopposed? What happens to the obedience? Because without the obedience movement, without the people that actually sacrifice a whole lot, I'm talking about their money. We lost people on this movement. We lost people to discuss. So without if people actually go ahead and do this convention and return themselves, what happens to us? What happens to the people that actually give Labour Party what it is today? Without the obedience movement, Labour Party will be one of those parties you hear during coalition. You won't even pay attention to them. So what are we going to do to make the obedient movement to be legally binding to Labour Party? What are we going to do to make the obedient movement not to be pushovers? We shouldn't sit back and pray and watch and pray that God touches the heart of whomever not to hold a convention. Because my Bible told me that God called Jonah and sent Jonah to Nineveh. Jonah said no. God can actually want to touch these people, they will say no. Then what happens to us? Are we going to sit back and be praying for people that are determined to return themselves? You know, power is very, very intoxicating. Power is That's why some presidents after their tenures they will look for any means to extend their stay. So what are we going to do? And how possible is it for us, the obedience, to float a party? Is it something that is feasible or not? That is just my question. If these people go ahead with their whatever, what happens to ObiDient movement? What happens to us?
Thank you very much. I think your question is pretty straightforward, sir. For me, the ObiDient doesn't have, we only have moral rights because we've brought in money. But for those of us that are actually members, we actually have legal rights. But I think the people that have the most powers and right to do the needful is NLC and TUC. So I will ask the ObiDient to support NLC and TUC in whatever that they are doing, because they are the owners of the party. They have a court case. They have a settlement agreement signed by INEC boss, signed by Abure himself, signed by Labour Party National Secretary, signed by the NLC President and Secretary. I mean, that is a public knowledge. So they have the legal right. So ObiDient should support NLC in any way possible legally to ensure that NLC succeed in rescuing the party. Because one thing NLC made clear is that they are not saying they want to take the party away from Abure and own it. No, what they're saying is that go back to the agreement, don't do national convention yet, Abure, conduct ward, local government, state, congresses. Then when we are doing a proper national convention, let the whole world know that ObiDient's Labour Party members have converged somewhere. Let it be mega. Come on, we're too big for this mess. These are people that did 1 million man march that shocked the whole world, and now they are gathered in one small hotel with few rooms, hiding, under the Nigerian security to announce themselves as leaders without doing what the court, without doing what they've agreed with NLC and TUC. So I believe that for me, I mean, I might be wrong. There could be other solutions, but I think the best solution is for us to encourage NLC, to do it in a legal manner. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Sarah. So moving on real quick, I'll pass the mic over to Sweet Angel, and then we will take Zephaniah. Hi, Sweet Angel. How you doing?
My leader, how are you?
Yeah, like you're jumping me.
Sorry, who is that? Who is speaking?
Is Sarkibi.
Oh, sorry, you just came up now. Don't worry, just hang on a second. I'll pass the mic over to you soon, okay? Over
Thank
to
you very
Angel.
much. Our protocols, co-hosts, and fellow Nigerians. Hello, Engineer Balami. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Thank you for coming on. You have such a strong voice, a strong audacity to say the things you say. You have actually lifted, because so many of us, we don't know what is going on from left to right. We just want to know what's happening to this Labour Party. We just all followed Peter Obi into. So my question is, if Abure has this audacity to want to go hide in a small village in the Navy and carry out this convention, we are not in support of, and the NLC is not in support of, who is backing him up? And after this Burara, how are you going to fix the fact that so many ObiDients wants to come in and be a card-carrying member of Labour Party? So these are my questions. Thank you.
For me, we all know that it's either you are with us or you are against us. And we know the people that are actually against us in this country. So I'm still praying that what we are thinking is not what it is. I'm still praying that what they are fighting for is that they are fighting because they've built this party for so many years and they feel the ObiDient cannot take it away from them. That is a fair fight. That is fair, That is fair because they have labored, which is why I know that our principal also is trying to dialogue with them to discuss with them. For example, now, is it fair if you want to help a party, why should you allow the party's candidate is coming from the South, His Excellency Peter Obi, there's only one form that will be printed in the Labour Party. The whole world knows that. Okay, why should you now allow, the chairman to come from the South? There could be other negotiations. There could be other offices that even the BOT chairman can be given to Aburi. There are so many ways Aburi can be exalted and appreciated for supervising this 6 million vote. There are so many 1 million and one, ways. But, sometimes you see, everybody here know that Dr. Doni Okupe, during his campaign, when he was with us before he resigned, every state we are going to, he'll come and say, hey, we have 2 kobo for this campaign, as provided by our principal, His Excellency Peter Obi. Please, this money is from his personal pocket. This is not money like APC and PDP that they will bring hundreds of millions for campaign. This is the amount of money we have. And transparently, he will sit down with everybody. Okay, this money goes to this. And sometimes we will overshoot our budget before we go for the campaign. And Dr. Doni Okupe will say, okay, what do we do? Okay, let's cut from here. And there was no meeting, even the postmortem or any rally we are going to, that less than 20 to 30 people sat down to agree on how it will go. He was doing very well. State, everything was actually going on fine until it got to a point where he had issues with the law. And he said, even though I'm the DG, I'm enjoying my office as the DG. I need to step down for the benefit of Nigerians, for the benefit of obedience. Dr. Doni Okupe, Mr. Peter Obi never forced him to resign. On his own, he just saw that, staying here because of this crisis going on, even though I did not do what they said I did, I was blackmailed, but at least it will affect. And he sacrificed his office. He resigned honorably so that the obedient movement and Labour Party can move on. Today, whether you like it or not, he's a respected person. We all love and respect him. Yesterday was his birthday. We all went to actually greet him. We called him to greet him because he took that sacrifices not for his personal interest, but for the benefit. If today the interest of 6 million people, 6.3 million people, is that the party leadership should go to the north and then other offices spread across so that there can be balance, there can be inclusivity. If today the people that owns the party, critical stakeholders, including our 2 principals, Mr. Peter Obi and Dr. Alex Oti, are saying this is the way to go, if today all obedient are thinking in the same line with our principal, then I see no reason why things should happen the other way. So for me, I don't know. We'll wait for instructions from our principals. We are not leaderless. We have leaders. We are not a ship without a head. We have direction. And I know that in due course, our principal will instruct us on what to do. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. I'm going to take Zephaniah, after which I'll pass over to my co-host to take over. Hi, Zephaniah. How are you doing today? Zephaniah, are you there? Okay, let's move on real quick. Zephaniah is not there. Let's take typical Ibadan Oyo for PO.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Pels. Good evening, Mr. Balami, Engineer Balami, sorry. Good evening to every course member, every speakers in the speaker section. Yeah, I think all the useful questions have been asked, but I want to digress a little bit. I just have a very straight questions to Mr. Balami because I represent the Southwest part of this country. I'm a Yoruba person, and a little bit about our last elections. I noticed, and it's all well known to everybody that we still have a lot to do in Southwest region, and that gives me the reason to ask this particular a lot to do, like I said earlier. And my question goes thus that I would like to ask you, sir, assuming you become our chairman, our next chairman for this great party, yes, we all know that we are all obedient, but I want to know, sir, what are your plans towards towards making sure that the presence of ObiDient across the southern part of this country, I mean the south and the southwest, is also being recognized in the southwest. Seeing considering the dynamics of of the politics being played in southwest part of this country, I mean the Yoruba part of this country. What's your plan, sir, to make sure that at least, even if it is one or two southwest states, we could conquer the south, at least two states out of the six in forthcoming election. Now, currently, we are looking forward to election in those states, and I don't think Labour Party currently is having any representative over there. Talk less of having any governorship aspirant over there like we have in Edo State. So, sir, can you just touch on that, sir, for now? I yield my mic. Thank you.
Okay, so I think your question in summary is, what can we do to win more states in the Southwest? Is that the summary?
Definitely, sir.
Well, by the kind of fruits we bear, by our approach, we know what approach we've applied. We know what has worked for us and what is not working for us. We must be open-minded. We must make sure that we convince more people to support us. And one thing I must say about people from Southwest, despite the violence, the attack, the killings, and the injuries that Labour Party got during the campaign, some traditional rulers threatening, some area boys threatening, one thing I would say is that we must appreciate the Yorubas. Today, Lagos State is one of the most well-structured ObiDient states in terms of structure, ICT, compliance, and so on and so forth. And I appreciate the chairperson of Lagos State LP. For me, you see, it is not only Igbos that voted for Peter Obi in Lagos State. Yorubas voted for him in mass as well. I have family and friends. What surprises me is that where I know that Yorubas voted for Obi and we still keep voting for him or for LP across other southwestern states, is that out of every 10 friends that I have that have gone to school and have sense, out of every 10, at least 7 to 8 are actually obedient. I'm speaking from, and God knows I'm not lying. So that means that if you can sustain this, if we can go across Lagos, go beyond Lagos rather, and make the Yorubas feel comfortable, make the Yorubas not to stigmatize them or make them feel as if they don't like the Igbos or whatever. Let us work with the ones that are working with us to reach out to others. I'm telling you, we can win. Ondo is coming. With the obedient structure, having a proper leadership, with proper structure on ground, I can assure you that things will actually change. Things will actually change. So for me, the only way out is just to do a proper postmortem at state level, look at what our strengths and our weaknesses were during the election, and profile a solution, have a deliberate way to solve the issues going forward. Let me just stop here.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. I was to hand over to Bishop, but I think we lost him. So while we wait for him, I'll pass the mic over to, we've had a guy. Right now, okay, Bishop is back. I'm going to hand over to Bishop to take over for a while, after which we'll go to Priscilla. So hi, Bishop, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Thank you. Can you just tell me those who have spoken so I can take them down and bring on more people to speak, please?
Everyone on stage has not spoken. Nobody on stage has spoken.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you, guys. From now henceforth, we're going to give time for questions and answer to be 2 minutes each, so we can have a lot of people and maximize our time. Thank you very much. So let me take from where I stand. Saki B, Honorable Saki B, you have 2 minutes to go ahead and ask your question. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Bishop. Longest time. Pearl, the host, and the other co-host. I salute everybody. Our special guest, my brother Isaac Balami. I salute you, sir. Um, sorry, permit me to start this way. I think the first time I met you, sir, was in Maitama. Yeah, Maitama, when the Big Tent um host us in Maitama. I think building up to the election. You came with Peter Obi, Patu Tomi, and some other dignitaries, and I think that was my first time of seeing you face to face. I want to say well done for all that you guys did during the election. Um, I think the question I want to ask, I think you've done justice to that, but I just want to say one or two things, then I hang up the mic so that another person can speak. I feel largely that the Labour Party leadership knew that if the right thing is done, they know that they will not continue as the leaders of this party. And that's the reason why they are playing these hanky-panky games. What should we do? I think that is left for the obedience in Anambra. Because me, I don't believe that we should allow them to go ahead to do whatever they want to do. Then after that, we'll come back and we'll start going to court, dragging this case to court, going back and forth and stuff like that. I feel largely that the obedience in Anambra should make sure if there's a way we can mobilize obedience from other places, we'll mobilize and go to Anambra on that day. We know the venue, we know where they're going to hold it. That's to make sure that the convention they want to hold doesn't hold on that.
Is it just me or did we lose him?
Hello?
Because I can't hear him.
Yeah.
I can hear him too. Charles, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Please go ahead.
Okay, thank you very much. So, General Snow, Snow, I have to take you off the speaker section. You've spoken already. Let's take justice since Balami is not here. I don't know. Pels, can you see Balami anywhere?
Let me check. No, I can't find him. Maybe he's gonna be back. Let's just hold on for a second. But while we wait for him, other people can be speaking. Okay, he's back.
All right. Okay. Welcome back. All right. Thank you. Let's take justice. Justice, go ahead and ask your question, please. You have just 2 minutes. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much, Bishop, and thank you, Pels, and distinguished obedience and Nigerians on the space. I think my questions are very simple. Number one, to Engineer Balami, what would be your plan to deep not only just the obedient movement and ideology, but the Labour Party itself up there in the north, where it's very obvious that we are faced with a lot of bigotry. No matter what we do to showcase the goodness of Labour Party and what the obedient movement entails, and that it means well for Nigerians, there seems to be this bitterness and divisiveness that is rooted in bigotry that has enveloped the north and to some extent, permit me, southwestern Nigeria. So as a Labour chairman, assuming you become one, hopefully yes, because I know Abure, there's a lot of allegations, he needs to really step down. he needs to do it honorably, or somehow he has to go. So that's number one. Then the last one is, I keep asking this question: what would be your position to the National Assembly members under Labour Party as regards compulsory electronic transfer of election results in real time? What do you think you can do differently to enforce that very necessary provision of Electoral Act? Because personally, I feel without that particular very critical aspect of the Electoral Act, whatever we're doing now is rubbish. Thank you very much, Ayudhrai.
These are two deep questions, very, very deep. I will try to be brief and just touch on them. I don't think this is a topic that you can call a whole space and discuss for 2-3 hours alone, but I will try and do small justice to it. You see, about my brothers and sisters in the North, we just need to be patient and take it easy with my Northern brothers and sisters. You will agree with me that there are a lot of them that are actually obedient, that have come out openly, like Abdul Karim, Tanko Yunusa, Nana Kazaure. I can go on and on and on and on. It's not that easy, because you see, when people, the level of literacy is quite low in the North. When you talk about the issue of Al-Majri and co, some of our leaders have made sure that they impoverish and they deny those children education, so that during politics, they can tell them anything and they'll believe it. Now that is changing. We have a lot of people coming. So don't expect that, even if, that is why you will see that because of that level of illiteracy and lack of understanding, they can't actually fight for their right. They can't fight for their future. They take instructions from political and religious leaders, whether they are right or wrong. Now, don't get me wrong. There are political and religious leaders that have good moral values and obey the holy books in a right way and follow proper instructions, but there are a couple of them that are just selfish and self-centered. So as far as they are concerned, it's about nepotism and tribalism and so on and so forth. It will take another 5, 10, 20 years for us to clean out all this mess. It's not a joke. However, love is the greatest of all commandments. Obedience, somebody who hates you, just keep showing the person love. Out of 10, 5, 7 might break down and see you for who you are, because love and patience. My people say you can cook a stone and drink the pepper soup out of the stone. That's the only way I can actually explain it, guys. So for me, we just need to keep the love going around. Our principal, even before now, you see now they're accusing him that he's going to the mosque to break bread, to break fasting with the Muslims. People are trying to also use it against him. You can never satisfy people. And I think I answered that question in the past. No matter what you try to do, this is his ways of life. This is somebody who has gone to other African countries, other countries in the world, even outside Africa, to give relief items, to support people. We've seen it even when he was a governor. He took his son, took his family, they went to a different country. He loves to meet them. He's there, but when it comes to politics, they want to twist things around. Guys, love is the greatest of all commandment from God. Let love overwhelm not just the northerners, the northerners, or the westerners, the people in rivers. You know who I'm talking about. People from rivers that even tried to show us fake love, But at the end of the day, they were against us. Let us just keep showing love and keep working and keep planning. When they see that we are the majority and they cannot dispute it, they will give in. It's all about political awareness. If the current president of Nigeria, with all the powers and the money God has given him, lost Lagos, despite all the attempt to rig, lost Lagos, where he was a governor for 8 years, just because ObiDient were aware, just because the Yorubas are educated and they know what they wanted, and they went for him and they defended the vote, then let us create more awareness across all Nigeria, across all parts of Nigeria. And I assure you that we will emerge victorious in 2027 by the grace of God. The second question, sir, you're talking about electoral reforms. Trust me, it's going to be a tough one. But you see, it will get to a point where we will all go and sleep at the National Assembly and you will have no choice than to approve it. It will get to that point. And that day is coming. And when it comes, I will lead. Even if I am an ordinary Labour Party member or so, even if I'm an ordinary member of the ObiDient movement, I will lead that kind of thing because that is the only way. You know that the people that are, some of the people or most people today in the Senate or reps are protecting the interests of the powers that be. Guys, who will apply? I think by the 10th of next month now, there's a room for us to submit our memorandum. We've set up a team. They are working, even as I'm on this page now, team have been working with the spirit of the ObiDient to submit something. We are looking at all those areas that you actually mentioned and even beyond, and we will submit it. We will go for the public hearing. We will make sure it's included. We will put our House of Reps, even people in PDP and APC, there are people that also want these reforms. We will push for it. If they refuse, we will go and sleep on the floor of the National Assembly until they do it, or they should close it. It's not as if man they para. It's just that, you know, sometimes when people see you wearing suit, I could remember when some of us have been declared national security threat, not once, not twice, because we did things that the masses wanted, and we refused to heed to the requests of the powers that be to betray the masses. We've been there. If you know anybody in NLCTU, ask them about me, they'll tell you what we've done in the past. So the point here is that we will start by applying. We will start by following proceedings, watching what they are doing. We will encourage PDP, APC, Labour Party, ABGA, everybody to do what they need to do. All of them have family and friends, because that is the only way we can have a free and fair 2027 election. All this one that you are telling us in INEC that INEC can choose to use the BVAS, the IRF or not, all this bullshit has to stop. It has to be in black and white. It has to be passed, and the president must sign it. If he refuses to sign it, we'll go and sleep in the villa, all of us. If we reach 500,000, what can they do to us? So the point here is that it will get to a point where they will have no choice, and we will get there. So let me just stop here. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Engineer Isaac Balami. And let's take. I'm looking for a lady, but I can't see. Okay, $1 Million Girl. $1 Million Girl. How are you doing, $1 Million Girl? Are you there? $1 Million Girl. Okay, $1 Million Girl is not there. Please, if you are a lady on the speaker session, please raise up your hand so I can give you the mic. And if there's no lady, then I will take. Oh, Field my. Okay, yeah. Field Marshal, are you a lady? No. Okay, cool. All right. Chidubem, let's go with No, sorry, I said Chidubem. Samuel OG. Samuel OG, are you there?
Yeah, Bishop. Good evening.
Samuel OG.
Yeah. I'm here. Are you hearing me?
Samuel OG is not there.
Yeah,
Please, guys, if you know you are not ready to
I'm here.
space with us, please do not request the mic, so we can have other people, use the space pretty shortly. Thank you very much.
Samuel is talking.
All right. Okay. Let's go with the next person. Chidubem. Chidubem, how are you doing?
Sorry, is it just me or is someone speaking?
So, Madam Pels, can you?
No.
I can
Yeah,
hear you, sir.
we can hear
Is
you,
someone
sir.
speaking, Bishop? Did you catch me?
No. I think the person fell off again. All right, let's take David Brand. David
All
Brand.
right, thank you so much, my host, Pels, and co-hosts. When I saw this space, I just had to join. It's been heartbreaking for me, but I'll just try to put some thoughts together. Thank you, Engineer Balami, for your efforts and for every obedient effort. I want to say that we are not being smart as obedience. We are allowing so many things sway us, confuse us. We need to put our acts together. If you have not understood what it means when people say that the obedient movement is headless, it's a mob, they have no leader, and some of us pride ourselves in it. Yes, it may be a form of a position for people to begin to say, yes, it's our pride. It's you can't take everything as pride that we are rudderless, headless, or we have no leader. It is the effect of a leaderless group that we are beginning to see. The Labour Party that we call our home is beginning to take us for granted because of that point that we thought was a bragging right. We are now considered like a mercenary group. Use them when they are useful and dump them when they are no longer useful. I think that if we can pick the wheat out of the chaff, the obedient convention that happened in Lagos recently should have opened several eyes. But we are still confused, especially in other states. Take Edo, for example. Rather than coalesce together to form a convention like is happening in Lagos, they're fighting themselves and choosing people from opposition parties. Look at what is happening in Abia and look at what is happening in Anambra. That the Labour Party chairman has to begin to shop for where to use as a venue tells you that there is no concrete obedient stand in either of those states. So we should begin to understand that that bragging right of we have no leader is no longer going to be useful in the long run. We must find a way to aggregate ourselves and begin to put some formality to this group. We are so lucky that we could say Peter Obi is the one we are following. He was the only one we were following. Now Peter Obi has, one way or the other, by God's grace, multiplied himself in the person of Alex Oti. We also have Ken Pella. Even though he didn't become the governor of Delta State, he has still been active. Now we have Akpata. We also have the LP senators and the reps. Those ones we consider people who were produced with the truck of obedient movement. But we have not been able to harness these people into building this group. We are lucky that it's not only Peter Obi that we are pursuing anymore. Alex Oti is there. He's doing very well. He will be open to ideas to structure the obedient movement in his state. Ken Pella can do the same in Delta State. Olumide Abata may be so busy at the moment because he's contesting.
Drop and come back, or it's a general problem?
Okay, so sorry, can you hear me, Engineer Isaac?
Yes, I can hear you now, but I lost him. I think he was just giving an advice. I don't know what he said last.
Go. David, go ahead. David, speak if engineer can hear you.
So please, we need to structure the Labour Party. Let us also be very smart with these LP people. Yes, LP is our hope, but these gimmicks, these dodgings that we can see from the chairman and his group, it is because we have not given them that position of honor enough. I think so. Every time Peter Obi is coming to spaces, every time Abata is coming to spaces, we have never said, Abure, come to space. Let us even hear you. Because when you distance yourself from these important personalities who are in the engine, This is what they begin to do. They disrespect us. They see us as mercenaries. What will stop us from bringing Abure to a space so that
I'm
we
sorry,
can have him one-on-one and know where his pulse is?
David, I
And we
shouldn't
should begin
even.
to consider alternatives now. Why should it be Labour Party alone? We should have it. I thank God that Peter Obi has given us opportunity to have a space with us. These are questions that we should all begin to think about. We should not lose the gains we have made in the last election.
David, in as much as I love your submission, I would ask you to round up
Yes.
in the next
My
30
question,
seconds. Thank
I
you
have
very
a
much.
question for Mr. Engineer Balami. Can you, Tanko, Nana Kazaure, and the rest of you who are somewhat close to Peter Obi and all of that, can you people not strategize and formalize this ObiDient convention? It's stopping you from doing that, you people from doing this. Because that is what is missing now. If the group has that particular formalization, then we'll be able to speak as one. Thank you very much.
Bishop, can I please interject?
Okay, so we actually have the structure. So I'll just go to the question, to the last question,
Okay,
which is about
mommy,
obedience.
let engineer go, then I will come to you, ma.
Thank you.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead, sir.
Okay. You said something. Okay, fine. Okay, so basically, these things are complex and more technical than we see it surface. Trust me, there's a lot of networking, dialogue, and discussion on the ground. You've seen clearly how important the party is. During the campaign, under my office as the National Deputy Campaign Manager, I called the top 10 biggest support group to come to Abuja, where we had a 2-day retreat, accommodation, yes, and everything. We had a serious retreat. At the end of the retreat, LMPO, POSN, Women for Peter Obi, Take Back Nanja, the coalition led by Mr. Pamson, 10 top support group came together. Up North ambassadors. And in that meeting, 2 months to election, we had over 300,000 agents with their phone numbers. One of our leaders even tried to verify, took one of the lists of LMPO and said, you have about how many, is it about 40,000 or 35,000 people with phone numbers and names and ward and state. And he said, let me verify, this is too good to be true. And he took his time and spent 3 hours and called all those numbers, and they verified that, yes, this is my name, I'm an ObiDient, I'm in this group, and this is where I am, and I want to become agent. All that happened. I chaired that meeting. I invited the chairman of the party, Abure, to that meeting. Dr. Doni Okupe gave us a venue to do that meeting and blessed the meeting. My brothers and sisters, that was 2 months to election. With all the resources that God gave to us. Until I was shouting from Chatham House that INEC has stopped the upload of agents. And my shout and my noise from the UK, I did a press conference. I was even on Arise and Channels shouting, and INEC extended for 1 more week. I have all the records. At the end of the day, we all know what the story is. So no matter how organized we are as ObiDient, we need a structure. The party is the football pitch. Without the football pitch, you don't have the goalkeeper. You don't have the players. You don't even have the referee. Without the football pitch, you don't even have the fans gathering to watch and observe and chant their support for their favorite players. All those efforts we made, how I wish we were in charge. But we were not in charge. So the party did their best. But their best was not enough because the timing was so short and there was not enough structure to actually meet up with the deadline. We were all messed up. After all this shouting, Obidati, Papa, Mama, Pekin, at the end of the day, we couldn't defend the vote in court. From EC8As were nowhere to be found. And we had those agents by the top 10 support groups. So for me, if you say you are leaving LP today to go and start a new party, you see how INEC will frustrate you. If now they are still supporting the current leadership of Labour Party, even against the owners of the party, is it a new party that they will allow you to actually register? That doesn't mean there's no plan B, C, and D. But the summary for me is that let us try to solve this problem first of all. Meetings are being held. Between now and Wednesday, we believe that God will intervene because this is about the soul of this country. I know that some obedience are very, very angry. They want to go to that venue and stop that convention from actually holding. I know they've been calling for help. I know the principal will never encourage that because he doesn't want violence, because he knows what will happen. But I know he also has limit to how long he can keep stopping the obedience to not fight for the soul of this movement. But at the end of the day, let us just believe God that this Lent period and this Ramadan period, God will have mercy because Labour Party and the Obedient movement is the last hope of a common man in this country. And I pray that God will give us the wisdom to navigate this challenge. Sorry, did you hear me, Pearl?
Okay.
Or
Yes, I
Yes, we
did.
heard you.
Thank you very much.
Okay,
sir.
and I want to know how many hours are we going to spend just to plan my whatever, Madam Pearls? You told me 2 hours, and
It
this is
depends
almost
on
3
you.
hours. So let me just have an idea, please. Let us agree so that we'll all
Okay, we
agree
have
and know how
loads
to
and
fast
loads of.
track everything. Thank you.
Okay, sir. So I'm gonna be in your DM right now. I'm gonna be there. Okay, and Bishop, do you want to go
Yeah,
ahead or you
yeah,
want me to pass
yeah,
the mic
yeah.
over?
Thank you.
But before you go ahead, please let me pass the mic over to Mommy Bolanle to
Yeah, I
speak.
was about to do that. Thank you very much, Bells. Go ahead, Mommy Bolanle.
Thank you so much. I wanted to interject when that gentleman was speaking about we never bring Abure to space. That's not correct. We have. Last one we brought him on space, he had this hot mic moment, which made us, understand that he doesn't really like us. Which is a shame, really, because we are, whilst they claim to have the structure, but the structure without some people who are going to move it and finance it and bring it to, national level to a point where it's become a party to be reckoned with is the Obedient movement, and every time we have this conversation, my mind keeps on going back to the point.
Sorry, I can't hear anything. Is it my network? Just to be sure.
It's a network again. It's a network again. Should I?
Yes, sir, it's your network.
Okay, but I can hear you now, but I can't hear anybody speaking. That's what I'm saying.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? No, he definitely can't hear me.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, sir.
Should I
said
drop?
nobody is speaking. That's what I'm saying.
No, yeah,
Bishop,
Mommy Bolanle was speaking. Uncle Balami, Engineer Balami, I think you should exit the space and come back. I think your network is throwing you off of balance on the space. So, yeah, let Mommy Bolanle go ahead while Engineer Balami comes back on the space. Mommy Bolanle, go ahead, please. He can hear you. He can hear you. He's on the space. Go ahead, please.
so I wanted some clarification around our plan B, B, C, and D. Because what I don't like is this, the fact that we've been held to ransom. Right, you cannot use people to build up a party and then you just shut the door and say no, you're going to do as you wish, right? But all indications suggest that he will go ahead. So what happens after that? What plans do we have? Because I hear you about INEC not registering a new party. That's, with Tinubu as president, that's something that he will perhaps make sure doesn't happen. Right, but then what do we do? Because then we will end up being a movement who can make noise and in some ways, change narratives and move public opinion, right? But obviously, we want to be more than that if we are to rescue Nigeria. So, what is that plan B, C, and D? If you want to WhatsApp me, please, Engineer Balami, because people are asking me and I don't have an answer for them. Let me yield. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, I think Engineer Balami is back now. He's going to attempt
Okay,
your
so
question.
is
Thank
it
you.
okay if I take that? Is it an advice? Because she's talking about. So for me, I know that there'll be a lot of meetings in the next couple of days before the D-Day, and we should have a solution. I'm very, very positive about that. So let's just keep all our fingers crossed. Nobody is sleeping, trust me. Nobody is sleeping.
Okay,
Sorry,
thank
is
you.
someone
Thank you
speaking?
very much. Yeah, Engineer Balami just finished at answering the question of Bolanle. Thank you. All right, let's take the next speaker on the line, and it is Charlie. Charlie, how are you doing today?
Yeah, I'm fine. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Claire, and the co-host Bishop Isaac Balami.
Charlie, we can't
Can you hear me?
actually, the quality of your audio is below average. Can you just, if you have any device connected, Bluetooth, audio,
Yeah.
anything, just disconnect it so we can hear you crystal clear, please. Thank you. Charlie, are you still with us?
Here, I can hear you very well. Can you hear me loud?
Yeah, it's it's much better now. Yeah, go
Yeah,
ahead,
thank you
please.
so much. I have some couple of questions for Isaac Balami. First of all, I want to thank every ObiDient. We've seen your work, on the background prior to the election and after election. Eunice Tanko, we are all grateful. And first of all, the leadership of the party, Labour Party, and obedient movement is actually um, something that there needs to be a good synergy between them. If obedient movement must harness all the qualities of the leadership and structure of the Labour Party, there should be this right synergy. The Labour Party the structure has been on ground, because I have also thought about why can't obedient movement have their own party registered? And looking at all the parameters, we know if we have a party registered to build a structure even before 2027 for the next election, it's not going to be possible. And then with Abure fighting back and forth, wanting to be the leader, I begin to wonder, can't our principal, Peter Obi, do something about it? We have Labour Party senators, and we have House of Rep members, and we have a governor. Are we saying that Abure and the leaders are bigger than all these people that it cannot, instruct them on what to do? Because we know that Peter Obi is the national leader of that party. We are all confused at this stage that we are fighting from one problem of leadership to another, from one court case to another. Till now, we've not even had footing, because I think by now, Labour Party will give opportunity for every obedient to be registered online or physical in their various ward. Through that, we'll have a formidable, force to start planning very well. Because if we all continue to plan, on social media, on space, and we just have few percent of our persons on ground, we still have a long way to grow. We still have a long way to go. For example, um, I am from Edo State, and also a lot of people from that state, they don't even know their ward. They don't know the ward they belong. And people from other states are the same, but they have the passion to see Nigeria grow. Because what actually brought this obedient movement are group of people with same mindset that want to see a country that is growing, that know the potentials that Nigeria as a country have, and then see that we have wicked and greedy leaders. And so we want to change the narrative. And that is what birthed this ObiDient movement. And Peter Obi, being the man that he is, a great man, a man that actually have a passion to see a country grow. That is what attracted everyone to him. So what do we do at this point? Because some of us don't actually know what the next stage to be. If at any given opportunity, there's always a rancor, like Edo State election that is coming, I think by now we should be happy supporting somebody that the party has projected. But the reverse is the case. So please, I want Isaac Balami to tell me what are they doing to, kind of give our principal.
Charlie, can you round up, please? We have
Yes.
a lot of people.
Yes. Okay. Sorry. Please, what is there any way they can speak to our principal? To stand the footing. I know he's a gentleman, but I think at this time he needs to take a bit tough decision. Thank you.
So you see, the challenge we're having is it's not as if there are no National Working Committee members that are very, very vocal and are thinking in line with the ObiDient. That's not the case. I've come across very, very objective and courageous National Working Committee member. But the issue is also the constitution of the Labour Party that has given the chairman and the secretary the powers. So far, so good. Anything that they are the only ones that INEC recognizes. INEC does not recognize NLC or TUC. Neither does INEC recognize Dr. Alex Oti or His Excellency Peter Obi. These are the facts. These are the bitter truth. So it's like we are being held hostage, and it's based on simple issues. You see, it would take somebody who has a large heart, who thinks differently, to behave differently. The Labour Party chairman and his team, they are actually in a big fix, and I really, really feel for them. The reason is that the ObiDient were too aggressive sometimes. That is how they see us. So they feel, after being in this party for this number of years, truly, if there's World Congress and whatever, they will all be cleaned out. So we must get to a point where we must appreciate their efforts, respect them, show them love, and let them know that they are the founding fathers that predate the ObiDient movement before we joined the party. All of us came from APC, PDP, ABGA, and so on and so forth. So we must also find, and I believe that is the direction our principal is taking. I believe that he is negotiating. He made it clear on the stage that he will continue to plead with them to allow that if they say, if you have been, because the constitution said you just need to be a member and pay. Like me now, since I joined, I paid for about 3, 4, 5 years upfront. I paid into the party's account in Borno State. My chairman acknowledged and they even sent me receipt. So I have my evidence. So the constitution said if you have been a member for 6 months and you are and your dues are actually up to date, by law, you can be voted for and you can vote. So it's just a guideline that was raised. We don't even know who are the committee for the convention. We don't know how they, but you see, the issue of NLC talking about inclusivity is that if there's going to be an inclusive convention in accordance with what the court, Justice Kolawole, judge and whatever, and also assigned by the chairman of LP himself, assigned by NLC, TUC, by INEC chairman. If you follow that, then you have to go back to the council. So for me, at the end of the day, there's a fear in the heart of the leadership of the Labour Party, but we must assure them that we are not coming to wipe them away or, to insult them. We must give honor to whom honor is due. And if we do that, they might come to the table in the next couple of days and say, okay, what do we do? Okay, this is how we'll do it, and then this is how we'll do it. All of them have important roles. They play important roles. We can carry everybody along. We can. So, I mean, they're true dialogue. It's only true dialogue. But if dialogue fails, then I just pray that there should be no violence, on that day, because I know that the obedience are going to resist it, whether our principal said yes or no. Ask them to go and stop it or not. I know that whether there's court injunction or no court injunction, they will still go ahead and do it. But at this point in time, there's so much chaos, and this is not a platform to discuss such plans.
Thank you very much, Dr. Balami. Thank you. Moving forward now, let's go with Mr. Steve. Mr. Steve, you've been here for the longest. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, good evening, everybody. Good evening,
Yes, Mr.
Mr.
Steve,
Bishop.
that's you. You can go ahead. You have 1 minute and few seconds to make your submission. Thank you.
Okay, I don't know if you can hear me. Can anybody hear me?
I can hear you, Mr. Steve. I can hear you.
All right, all right. So,
Can anyone hear Mr.
I
Steve?
have it.
100%.
All right, all right. I
Okay,
have a
go ahead,
little
Mr. Steve.
suggestion and to add something to what Engineer Isaac said. Me personally, I've been a member of the Labour Party for about 10 years. I've been a member of the Labour Party for about 10 years now, even before the obedience movement and all. I'm originally from Anambra State, but I stay in Lagos. And my ward is actually in Anambra. I think there's something we all feel to know as obedience. I'm a member of the Labour Party and I'm also an obedient too. There's something we all feel to know as obedience. We all feel to know or remember, because I think we all know it. We fail to remember that the Labour Party predates obedience. And obedience actually came into Labour Party and not the other way around. Now, the leadership of the Labour Party is actually afraid, according to Engineer Isaac, they are actually afraid that the obedience wants to come and hijack the party from them. And the only reason they are afraid of, they have such mindset or they have such thoughts, is because of our, will I call it, actions and inactions as obedience. I will term it that way. We are not actually putting in the effort. I remember sometime last year after the elections, even before the elections, a lot of us obedience are on Twitter, online, on the timeline saying we are obedience, we are not members of the Labour Party. And we actually stood by that, not registered to the party, even when there were calls for people to get registered into the Labour Party. Labour Party opened up portals for everybody to register, but many of us failed to do that. And then all of a sudden you wake up and you want to come and take the party from them when you already declared that you are not a member of the Labour Party. It doesn't actually work that way. I think we should know that and know the difference. Talking about what we can do, the best thing we can do is, why finding solutions to this imminent problem that all of us are facing, which is this convention, why finding solutions to it, we should also think about tomorrow. Politics is not about emotions, it's about interest. And when we come to the table, everybody's interest has to be met and everybody will go away satisfied. That way, peace is actually done what? Is actually gotten. Now, what are we doing on the long run? Are we going to sit back after this convention is settled and someone we like is elected? Are we going to sit back down and wait for the next voice to vote for PO? We can't actually do that. We have to put in the work. I remember Olumide talking some weeks back about how he won the hearts of Labour Party in Edo State. We saw what he did. When did Olumide join Labour Party? It's barely a year or a year plus that he joined Labour Party. But how did he win the hearts of the obedience in Edo State? He actually put in the work. He worked for Labour Party in Edo State. He went to the wards. He gave them something tangible, something they can see. He put in the work. Why are we not putting the work? Why are we not doing it individually in our various wards across the states in Nigeria? Why are we not doing it as obedience? That should be the first step. And when we do that and we are recognized in our wards, when we have this strong support or backing of our ward chairman, of our state chairman, we can now rise up to the national level and challenge the status quo there. But we are not doing all that. We are just online talking about how we want Abure to go, how we want this to do and all that. I remember clearly, I remember knowing very well that one of the major reasons, if not the major reason, why Olumide is the governorship candidate for Edo State. I remember clearly that this NOS now that is working seriously, with Abure to hold this convention. I remember clearly that he is the one that made it very possible that all the chaos that happened in Edo State that day, that he was one that made it possible for Olumide to emerge, because he stood by Olumide. Olumide is an obedient just like all of us.
Mr.
He
Steve,
came
if you are
into the
still
party
speaking,
just that.
you should round up right about now. Thank you very much.
All right, sorry. Olumide just came into Labour Party just the other day too, but he gave him all the support. He gave him the support to emerge as a Labour Party candidate in Edo State. But then now he's working seriously with Abure to do what? To consolidate his position. We all should acknowledge the old members of Labour Party first. While we are trying to settle this issue that is facing us now, we should also put in the work to do what? To move forward. For those of us suggesting registering a new party and all that, we can't actually do that. It's not possible. Even if you register a new party today, you succeed with INEC and all that. How about your party secretariats nationwide? How about your wards and state secretariats and all that? How do you fix that in a space of 3 years? It's not just about the money, it's about the structure. Like Isaac said, like Engineer Isaac rightly said.
I'm so sorry to interject, Mr. Steve. Can you round up in 30 seconds, please? Thank you.
All right. Like Mr. Isaac rightly said, it's like a football field. Without that football field, we don't have the players, we don't have the referees, which is INEC, we don't have the fans, which is we, the obedience, and everybody. So all of us must come together and become that football field together with the Labour Party, which is Labour Party here is the football field. Now we all have to come together and become the football field instead of being the fans, and we have to take active part in it, and not just to sit down and talk about what we want to happen in the party when we are not even contributing the work for it to happen. Remember, these guys have been the longest in this party. Some of them have been there for 20 years, some of them have been there for 15, 13 years. But then we just come in and we want to take it all away from them. So we should work with our head and not with our emotions. That is all I want to say. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Mr. Isaac, would you want to respond to that?
No, I think he was just trying to advise us, which is a good advice. You know, I have said it before. No matter how much, even the war between Gaza and Israel now, it will end up on a round table. The war between Russia and Ukraine will end up on a round table. No matter what you do, it's still dialogue. And I believe that is why our principal feel to start shouting up and down is not the best way forward. The best way forward is to engage. And like I said before, people have been in a party for so long. If they are not good, if Abuja has not tried for, let's say, for some time to put some face to the party and even make it accessible, I don't think we'll have even come to LP. We'll have gone to a different party. So we must get back to the point where we are going to appreciate him and his team for doing a great job. Then we now come back and say, okay, now that you have tried, you have given us 6 million votes, we still need you around. You are still our leader. You cannot negotiate. You cannot come back. But you see, if you say you want to fight, fighting will not help anybody. That is the truth. So may God give us the wisdom to negotiate.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead, Pels.
No, go ahead. I didn't know you were there. You said you weren't hearing.
Yeah, I was
So go
not
ahead.
hearing Mr. Steve, and thank God he's done. Okay, I think the next person would be health is wealth.
Thank you. Good evening. Good evening, Engineer Isaac. Thank you for gracing us this evening with your time. I listened to you, and one thing I wanted to pick up is you said obedience should find a way of working with NLC to see what we can do. And also, I want to reply to the last person that spoke and also yourself. We are not saying we want to wrestle the party away from Aburiam. We are stakeholders, and stakeholders too must sit on the table. We cannot just be at the fringes. We need to have a say, because without us, Labour Party really is nothing. I'm sorry to say, we are not being arrogant and we are not being aggressive. And for Abure, its Labour Party is not his personal property. We should all come together and see how we can share this position, not them imposing themselves on stakeholders. So I just want to ask you, how would you advise that we work with NLC to see how we can make Abure come to his senses and we can work together? It cannot be his way or the highway.
Okay, I think it's a very, very good question. Even though I have answered it in the past, but I will answer it again. So basically, you see, as I speak to you, it's not as if the ObiDient movement doesn't have leadership. Today, who are our leaders? We have PO himself, we have Dr. Alex Oti, we have Professor Patutomi, we have our senators, and there's discussion ongoing, whether at the level of NLC or TUC or the leaders of the country or at whatever. I know that now that a new date has been announced in Inewi on Wednesday, I know that our leaders know what to do, and I want to assure you, let us be patient and allow our principals to actually give direction on this. I don't think on this platform we can come and discuss direction for our principal. There's discussion. I can take this advice to them. I can take your input to them, but I can assure you that they will come up with a proper direction that we can all follow. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Engineer Balami, for answering such questions. Okay, I would take Samuel Oji. He was here before. He dropped off, and now he's back. Samuel, you have just 1 minute and 30 seconds. As soon as your
Hey,
time is up,
Bishop. Bishop, are you
okay,
hearing me?
okay, I
Are
can
you
hear you.
hearing
Okay,
me?
you have 2 minutes. You have 2 minutes. Go
Okay,
ahead, please.
okay. Thank you. Good evening, everybody. Pels, Bishop and Engineer Balami. Actually, mine is not actually for the crisis that is happening in the Labour Party. I am actually particular about a lot of people wrote on the platform of the ObiDient, the wave and everything. They lost some of our lawmakers to gain the party ticket and also won. And some of them, the Labour Party did not actually assess these people to know actually how competent they are. So some of them now going there to the National Assembly, some of them are not doing anything. I mean, the FCT, right? Some of them are not doing, we are not seeing their presence, we are not hearing their voices. In fact, they are just there, or are they aligned with the status quo? So how, going forward, how will Labour Party handle this to make sure only credible candidate emerges and picks the party ticket, or the party will only flag of only credible candidates that can represent the party very well, and we are sure that such person can deliver toward, because governance is not all about at the national level. Governance starts from the local government right to the state and all of that before it comes to the local government, to this federal rather. So how do Labour Party as a party, because I've been involved over here, I stay in Zuba. During the campaign season, we did a lot of things I see that, like what Balami said, actually the Labour Party people, the people that have been there in the party, most of them, they are older people, and actually some of them are being threatened where they see young people coming around. I am actually of the Take Bank Niger. I remember when I introduced myself to the leadership of Labour Party here in Zuba, I saw that the chairman was very, very happy, but I see that the secretary, I don't know whether he thought I want to collect his
I'm
job.
sorry.
So,
I'd want to make a correction there. Balami
yeah.
did not say that the people there are old people and they are
No.
gray
I did not say.
yeah.
I did not say. No, I did not say.
Yeah,
He
no,
says
yeah,
that
I
they are old
understand.
people.
See, I'm not saying because of you. I'm saying because of other people who might listen to the space later and say, "Oh, is this what Balami said?" Okay, because people can be very devious and then just cut this part that you're saying. Say, "Hey, see what Balami is saying." So I wanted to correct that. Thank you.
Okay. He actually did not say that they are old people, right? He said we should respect them, that some of them, maybe they might be threatened when they see us around, maybe what or two they might feel about seeing us around, right? So, but that's what actually I happened to face here. So, but actually we passed through the whole season. A lot of shenanigans that happened, right? They were fighting over nothing, this and all of that. So going forward, even with money contributed, right? One of these House of Rep member, right, contributed. When it comes and give the party money, you see them fighting and struggling, all of that. I was just watching, I was just saying, God, what is all this? So going forward, what will Labour Party do, right, to make sure only credible candidates flags up the party's this thing flag in each of the, whether National Assembly, whether at local government level, whether anyhow, but credible candidate emerges? That is my question, because we saw a lot of
Okay,
things
I
that
think
a
it's
lot
a
of
very,
people.
very straightforward question so that we don't waste too much time. It's a very, very straightforward question. For me, you see, by the time God allow us to reconcile our differences with the party, with NLC, TUC, and we come together as a family, I believe that time will come very soon. We need to get to a point where we must take this politics very, very serious. There's nothing wrong even in saying that for you to be a chairman of a local government or a House of Reps or a House of Assembly member or a senator or a governor or a minister, there could even be some certain degree of academic qualification and achievement that you must have, something that you have done for the society. You can't just come from anywhere and just say you want to become. Sometimes the issue we've had in this country is that somebody who has also made so much money in business, but that money that he has made in his or her business is just for him or her family. And then the person feels he can buy the form in PDP or APC or any party. And then the person comes and now he's a senator. He's just there seated in the chambers without any contribution because he's rich. Nobody can pull him out of his state as a senator or as a rep or as a governor until he's done. And so the country suffers. In the future, God's willing, God helping us to go through this turbulence and we come out of it and we get our heads above the waters. Basically, what we'll do is that we'll make sure that we set standards. There should be standards. And also, let me give you a simple example. Today, we're all shouting Dr. Alice Oti, Dr. Alice Oti. We must also know that, there are sons and daughters of circumstances in the House of Reps, in the Senate. Not all of them are bad. A lot of them are trying their best. It's not easy. Don't forget, they're in opposition. Even to raise your hand and speak, sometimes they won't even allow you to speak, to shine. To pass a bill, they won't allow you to shine. So there's so much challenges. So we must now go back and see how we can also engage them. The same way ObiDient at home and in diaspora supported our principal, we must get to a point where we see the support structure around our principal to be extended to our governors and our House of Reps and our senators and so on and so forth. So, because you see, one tree cannot build a forest, we must extend that support, that love we have for His Excellency Peter Obi to all the governors that will come in the future, and even Dr. Ades Oti, to our reps, to our senators. I can assure you that even if somebody is a devil, every House of Reps today and senator, they know that their return in 2027 is a function of how much the ObiDient trust and love them. There's going to be selective voting. So anybody who does not perform will not be voted back. So they all know that. But we can also, for our own good, for our own benefit, talk to them, support them, reach out to them. Don't think they're actually not accessible. Just do your best. I mean, out of every 10 persons, if 5 can even perform very, very well, that is a pass mark. So for me, we can't just give up. We just have to keep on pushing on and see how we can rescue this country. Thank you.
Thank you very much, engineer. When you said a tree cannot make a forest, I mean, I was expecting you to say a plane cannot make a fleet, as it is relating to your profession. Yeah, well, I mean, thank you very much for that beautiful one. So moving forward, let's take a lady. And let's go with Okay God. Okay God, how are you doing? Long time. Okay God, are you there? Oh, she dropped off. All right, cool. All right, let's go. I can see principalities and powers on the speaker session, but I see Mohammed, Yaya, and Yusuf, but you guys are in house. All right, so let's take some other people before we come to you. Let's take Israeli Do. You've been here, patient. After Israel Do, we'll take MND, then we'll take Real Jack. All right, we'll go in that order. Israeli, though, over to you, 2 minutes. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, my brother. I greet you, Mr. Balami. Thank you for this wonderful conversation. Pierce, thank you for bringing up this conversation. All right, so very quick, following the build up to the 2023 presidential elections, I have observation as regards the ObiDient movement and the Labour Party, of which I wrote like 2 different open letters to His Excellency Mr. Peter Obi, and my observation has evolved around the synergy between the ObiDient movement and the Labour Party, of which you agree with me that there was a time that ObiDient movement find it difficult to join the Labour Party as regards registration of the membership card, and today it's a thing of concern because we have a lot of crises in the party. So my question is, what mechanism is put in place to ensure that the Labour Party engulf the ObiDient movement and take advantage of the movement ahead of 2027 election, the Edo State election that is forthcoming.
It's like we're now
Yeah.
repeating the questions. I don't know if I don't know if I'm wrong, but are we repeating questions again? So that I don't keep answering this what I've already answered.
Yeah, I think that has been answered.
If you're
before.
asking a question and somebody has, I'm sorry, my brother. I'm not trying to cut you off. I'm just trying to say because time is going, and if you are asking a question, make sure you ask a question that nobody has asked, so that we can wrap it up and call it a day, and then come again another day to talk. But basically, I think I actually got your question. The answer is simple. There's a crisis before us now. We need to find a way to solve it. Our principals are working on it. Let us pray. You can share in your ideas. You know people close to Peter Obi, not only me. Let us share our ideas together. Let us pray that God will give him the wisdom to go through these challenges and will emerge stronger by the grace of God. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Engineer Balami. Okay, God, you seem to be back, but you're not. So let's take MNZ, 2 minutes. Thank you very much, MNZ.
Oh, okay, thank you very much for the opportunity to speak on this space. I sincerely appreciate every one of you. My question is straight to Isaac Balami. Yeah, fine. You said you have not expressed interest in contesting, but if you are being called upon to come and take the leadership of the party, you are willing to do that. Now, what kind of party do you want to build? Are you going to continue on the ideology of the Labour, which is the NLC itself, because you said they are the owner of the party, because they fight for the welfare. It's a welfareism. What they are looking at is a welfareism state. Or are you going to build a party whose ideology will be that of an open market, a capitalist economy, or which one do you intend to build? That's question number one. Then number two, you mentioned here earlier on the rancor going on within the ObiDient movement, and fantastic what you have done between those who had issues some days back regarding the issue of Edo and all that. But another issue came up just very recently, that was last week. And this is a guy who I also respected so much, though I don't have I don't have any encounter with him one-on-one, which is Aki. I mean, what you have done in that case between those people, I don't want to start calling him, but what you have done in that case is fantastic. But how have you been able to do this also? Because this guy's effort, for example, I mean, within the Southwest, from Lagos even to Osun, to my own knowledge, this guy had tried in this movement. And we shouldn't just push that kind of guy, around. And that is question number 2. And 3, I think this movement, I am a Yoruba guy. I am from Ondo State, Ikaria Koko to be precise. I've been called name on this movement. I had cousins who called me Omali on these very issues, but I stood my ground. I've been an ObiDient even right before Obi contested election with Atiku in 2019. I've been following him. I've known Obi since he contested election. I mean, since he was governor of Anambra State, although I'm from Ondo State. But I am a student of history and I'm a student of politics. right? So I've followed him right from onset, and I know nobody, I don't need anybody to tell me, right? Before I know, okay, this is the right candidate, this is the right person for us. So, and I think people at this point, people should be advised, in your leadership capacity, people should be advised that Obi is not for one region. Obi is for Nigeria, right? Those of us who are following Obi, who believe in him, we are Nigerians and we see him as Nigerian. And nobody should lay claim on ObiDient, because you cannot do it alone, right? You cannot do it alone. You all need everybody from south to west to north to east. And this should be taken into consideration moving forward. Then the last one will be on, you said you guys are going to deliberate with those guys there who owns the party, who has been in the party before now. The politics shouldn't be a zero-sum game, right? Because when it's a zero-sum game, people will be afraid to lose all, because loser lose all, winner wins all. And I guess that is their fear also. And in going forward with your deliberation in that capacity, with
MND,
that,
you spend more than 3 to getting to 4 minutes. Can you please round up so we can have
okay,
more people?
okay, I'm landing now. So in the capacity of the
Land
leadership
in
through,
the airport, or don't go and land in the bush.
I'm going to
use
land on,
the runway, please.
I'm going to land. Yes, I'm landing on one wrong way, one is left. Don't worry.
Okay,
So
at the
so
local
if
airport. Okay, thank you.
yes, so I'm landing there. So now, please, I just want you to advise, those who are the leadership also, they should be able to deliberate. There could be power sharing. You understand? There could be power sharing. You can share power between these people so that we'll have a party that we can all call our own and we all rally around and build it gradually. We'll get to where we want to get to. Thank you very much.
Wow, 3 powerful questions. Number 1, I'll make it brief because we're not here to discuss strategy for anybody who becomes the national chairman, whether it's Balami or anybody. But I'm somebody who believes in hybrid. I believe that there's good about whether you are a communist nation or you're a capitalist or whatever you call it. So I'm somebody who is open to a hybrid. I pick the best there, and then we'll find something that is going to work for all of us. We have the old, the new, we have the Gen Zs coming, we have a lot of people that their brain is running per nanoseconds. So you must just find a way to just make it happen and meet everyone's expectation. Talking about Akin is a very, very respected. And you see, if you are not a business person like Akin, who also has a high network, I'm on different different forums with Akin, and I love and respect him so much. One reason, this is somebody who has access to the son of the president of Nigeria, President Tinubu. He call him and he picks his call. This is somebody who is a proper Yoruba man from Osun State and a Lagosian by right. This is somebody who knows what Akin does. Glasses, the list of what Akin does. He's a successful, young, accomplished young man. In the US, he has worked with the Big Four. I'm talking about at the level of the KPMG and Deloitte and Co. So for such a person to leave what he's doing, make so much sacrifice, I think we must actually love and respect each other. I'm somebody who today, FX Yusuf is on this platform. I don't hate him. If he have his own views, I can only try to talk to him to convince him to see reasons in my own thought pattern. But that doesn't mean I should just condemn him. I think the issue we have with obedience is that sometimes we feel people don't have right to air their views. And sometimes even when people's views are wrong, we begin to insult them. Only God is perfect. There's a way somebody will actually speak and the person is going left, and there's a way you can talk to him. I see no reason why, for example, because tomorrow I fall apart with my boss or I fall apart with my friend and I just talk to him anyhow because we're not on the same page. Come on, guys. I feel we should have a large heart. We should love one another. We should respect each other's opinion. And if we want to correct each other, we should correct each other in love. Go to the Quran, go to the Bible. These things are there. So what is causing all this confusion is our inability to really, really have this emotional intelligence. So for me, we just need to take it easy on each other. Even when we go wrong, even when people do what we don't like, there are ways to actually approach it. We should not just think we are the only ones that have monopoly to insult and talk anyhow. Nobody has the monopoly of violence. People like myself, I slowed down long time ago. And if you check some of the people, that does some of these things, you see that there's also age involved. They're quite young. They've not seen life. I'm pretty young, but trust me, if you check my CV anywhere, go to the Isaac Balami website, you will see that I have I started very, very early. Very, very early. So I've seen it all at this small age, and I'm still learning. So for me, we should be careful how we talk to each other. We should respect each other. That is one. For the last question, sir, I agree with you. It has to be a win-win situation. Any marriage that the husband or the wife is disadvantaged will not last. Any marriage. If today Abure and his team feels that the ObiDient are rude to him and they don't respect him and they don't appreciate his effort, the marriage will not last. If today the ObiDient feels that when it was time to generate money, locally and internationally, by printing materials for the campaign, by airing our views locally and internationally, if the ObiDient feel that they are being taken for granted, they will not accept it. What I don't want is a situation whereby after working together in just 6 to 7 months, and we got over 6 million votes, even as allotted, we now become enemies. I don't want that to happen. What we need is, no matter the differences, I've seen husband and wife. The fight was so dirty and crazy that blood was flowing. Today, they're all together. We brought them back together. So there's nothing. And if we, the ObiDient, think that we are going to take over a country like Nigeria, the giant of Africa, the biggest economy in Africa, the most populated black nation on earth, doing wonders across all continents of the world. If we think we'll just come and within 6 months, we'll get 6 million votes and then take over a party and then win election, we are jokers. It ain't going to happen. There's still more battle to come. Write it down. There's still more wars to fight. Write it down. What is more important is the tenacity, the focus, the determination, being deliberate, asking God for wisdom. That is there is no shortcut to it. So it has to be a win-win. Then it will last. Which means that the insult against Labour Party members, insulting Abure, insulting NOS, it has to stop. The insults must stop. So that our principals, while they are dialoguing, while they are discussing with the leadership of Labour Party, while NLC is being involved, while our reps and our Senate and our two leaders, His Excellency Peter Obi and Dr. Alex Oti, while they are dialoguing, we are not adding more salt to the injury. We must understand that it's very, very important. So for me, that is my advice. And I pray that God will give us the patience. I know that the Gen Zs, the younger generation, are something else. You tell them A, before you say A, they said Z. But guys, it's for your future. You have to calm down and allow Peter Obi to lead. If you say he's your leader, listen to him. That is the only way forward. Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you very much. That was a lengthy one. We'll have less than 30 minutes to stay on the space. Mohamed Yaya, I see you, trust me. Jack, please, you have just 1 minute to ask your question, and it cannot be more than one question. If it's a contribution, you have 1 minute, 20 seconds. I'll be timing you. As soon as the time is up, I'll take the mic back from you. Okay, go ahead, real Jack. Real Jack, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Go
Thank you
ahead.
very much.
You've spent
Yeah,
7 seconds out of your time already. Go ahead.
no problem. Just a little contribution. Okay, I appreciate everybody. And going forward, I think, like somebody was saying, many of us refuse to register. It's not true. If you were able to publish the register of LP, you will see that a lot of obedience are full registered people. So when you speak, make sure you speak with fact. But just like some other persons have said, we must make sure that whatever we do it transparently, have a credible leader, so that when we are fielding people for next
Hello, do I
election, we'll be
leave
able
and
to.
come back? I can't hear anybody.
Yeah, I think you should do that. He's speaking. Richard is speaking. Richard, go ahead. Yours is a contribution, not a question. Go ahead.
Yeah. So that in the next electionary period, we feel people who are credible. All of us are not here to actually partake or participate or contest, but we're here to support group. We want to see things that are going. So that is just what I have to add to this to this point. Thank you very much, and God bless all of us. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Thank you very much for that contribution. I would like to go to Field Marshal, but before I go to Field Marshal, let me take Mohammed Yahya. After I take Mohammed Yahya, I'll take Field Marshal, then Chidubem, you're back. So to go in this order, Mohammed Yahya, Field Marshal, and Chidubem. Please go ahead, Mohammed Yahya. You have 1 minute, 20 seconds.
All right. Good evening, everyone. But I want to ask a question. Okay, thank God he's back. Mr. Balami, you are welcome to this space. This is my first time of having you on space. In fact, to even speak to me, I've been hearing your name. Please, I have this question very real quick. Sir, aspiring to be our leader in this political platform, how do you plan to reconcile the traditional ideologies of our party with the evolving demand of a rapidly changing society, ensuring that our policies remain both principled and pragmatic? That's one. Number two, now in an era of increasing polarization, how do you envision fostering unity and collaboration within our party while also effectively engaging with diverse perspectives to build consensus and drive meaningful changes? Then lastly, I mean, let me just leave it two. Let me leave these two just to make it. I have like 5 questions, but let me leave these two for you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. My brother, which state are you from?
I'm from Kaduna.
Dan
I am from
Kaduna ne
Kaduna. I'm a
fa.
northerner, co-northerner.
You
Dan
the hot,
Kaduna
you
ne.
the hot. Kana zafi mutumina, kana zafi. Okay.
Wallahi ina so in ganka ma ban taba ganin ka ba, amma ba damuwa. Jack ya mun maganan ka. I dey follow you
We go
sharp
meet, we
sharp.
go meet, we go meet. God
Ba
bless you. Thank
damuwa.
you. So guys, so I think I'll just go real quick. So now, you see, I have answered before, Mohammed. Because there's no much time, and people I've gotten a prompt from the 3 hosts that there are so many people waiting to speak. So I'll just hit the nail on the head, right? Basically, old generation, new generation, old generation have their values that the new generation have lost. Today, I've seen young people that feel they don't have to respect anybody, that feel they can say their mind anyhow, anytime, any day. That is one thing we've lost. We must change that. That will not, we cannot bring that to a new party that will rescue a nation. Because respect, begot another, is very, very important. So for me, hybrid. But in the new generation also, technology, the old people don't like technology. The old people also, very, very few of them, are technology savvy. They don't just, they just want things to be done analog, the old ways. There's a problem, money needs to be transferred for a big problem. Oh, sorry, it is weekend. Let bank work on. I have friends that till today, till tomorrow, they only use checkbook. They can never do transfer. They don't even have ATM. The world has moved on. I know that risk, you can have an account where you have that, but you must have an account for emergencies. You cannot take over a country by being primitive, by behaving as if you are still in the 1960s. It's not possible. So, of course, hybrid. Let's pick the best of our elders. Let's pick the best that this generation has now, and let's create something that will rescue Nigeria. And that is not just for me. Anybody who will lead, it could be at the state level, it could be at the national level, and so on and so forth. Unity of party. Go and check. Even when I was the president of the Arewa Consultative Forum Youth Congress, even when I was a pilot national president, you can call anybody, anytime, any day. Even when I was in TUC, I'm somebody who I believe in unity of purpose. Because after all the madness, what next? So we must come together as one, no matter your tribe, no matter your religion. Today, I'm happy Christians and Muslims enjoy going to Dubai, but that's the Muslim nation. If you create the right environment, the whole world will come here. I watched somebody on Twitter so happy that he has gotten a Nigerian passport. He was shouting, hee-hoo! He was so excited that while we are jackmaring, while we're leaving Nigeria, he's coming here because he knows what he's saying. The day we get our security framework right in this country, the day we go back to production, and the day we go back to loving each other, like the days of Sardona, the days of Tafa Balewa, Awolowo, Azikiwe, and so on and so forth, where some of our parents that served under Sardona were Christians, and they told us there was never a discrimination, where some of the people that work with the Igbo people were Muslim, and there was no discrimination. Until the day we go back to those days where your tribe doesn't matter, where it doesn't matter if Balami's parents are poor or rich, but Balami can do the job. It doesn't matter if Mr. Suleiman or Mohammed, come from this particular village, but he has the right skills and training and the experience to solve this problem, then we are going to have a better country. So for me, unity is important. And the day you lose your unity, like what is happening now, that is the day you begin to die. And may God not show us that day. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, guys. Just to take a quick breather on the space, I'd like to admonish us. If you're here, we have close to 700 people on the space. Please do follow Isaac Balami and follow Pearls, follow Service Culture Evangelists. Those are the co-hosts, the host, and the guests. Myself, if you like, follow me. If you don't like, to God be the glory. We did here. Thank you very much, guys. And
Oga
we
Bishop, why
will.
wouldn't you say we should follow each other? We are one family now. We'll be obedient now. That is the
Yeah.
gospel.
No problem, sir. No problems. Thank you very much, Mohammed Yaya. Mohammed Yaya, please help me say hi to Umar Farouk. It's been a while. All right. Moving on. After that quick breather, moving on. Let us take Field Marshal. Field Marshal, how you doing?
I'm fine. Thank you very much. Greetings.
1 minute,
But
20
Bishop, you
seconds.
say that
Thank you.
yes, you say we should follow each other. I've been following you for a very long time. You've not followed back. That's by the wayside.
Yeah,
Thank you very much.
you want me to eat into your time. I'll eat into your time. It's because
Bishop,
I
follow
can.
him, sir. Bishop, follow him, and let's go on, please. Follow him now. Let's go on.
I don't understand, Bishop. So no wahala. So thank you, Mr. Balami, or Engineer Balami. It's nice speaking with you. Actually spoken with you everly before. I don't even know about you. I just had to join, but you are resonating. I like your person. A quick question. I don't want to dwell on the Labour Party aspects because I am a strong and ardent obedient. I call myself the core obedient. If you see my profile, because I am not a political party person per se, but because of P2B, I have joined the Labour Party. And my question goes to that: if member you are an obedient, I don't know if I'm correct. If I'm correct me, and there are so many obedients who are not political party savvy. They are social political savvy. That is, they like the social activism, and there are other people who are lobbyists. There are other people who are advocates. How can we bring this kind of obedience and make it powerful? Because political in the sphere of politics is not just people who contest elections that are politicians. There are people who sit down and write legislation and push it to the legislative arm as lobbyists. There are other people who advocate for human rights and all of those. And there are people who empower people, who go out look out for people who are poor, who are helpless, and they help them. So how can we build the obedient movement to be that kind of a strong home where everybody is carried along, whether you are in the Labour Party or you're not? Thank you, sir.
I think it's a I can answer this one in 30 seconds because I have answered it before. Field Marshal, thank you very much for this question. You see, there's no shortcut. Participation is the only way forward. Let me tell you this. I don't know. I didn't post some of those videos, but some of them trended. It was even on trending news on Arise on the day of the election. You have to participate. I was not just on one polling unit. I was entering every polling unit. And every polling unit that I actually went to, push, we won. In Meduguri, Borno State, the videos are there. And that's how I delivered the whole word, not one word, but 2 words. By participating, by taking the bull by the horn. If you are not a member of Labour Party, then stop insulting Oga Aburi. Stop. There is no need. Because if you are not part of the party, you are not part of the decision-making process, because it has to start from the ward, local government, state, and so on and so forth. So I want to encourage us. Some of us have blue-collar jobs. We are doing very, very well. We are comfortable, and we feel all this politics is too dirty. When we mention the word politics, we see agburus. No, you are not an agburu. You can be a corporate person, you can be a successful person, and still be in politics. The reason why today this country is where it is because good people stayed away. I could remember in 1999, I was a young boy that time. When we actually started, I was the youth leader of Bolori Ward 1. I think I even still have pictures of the party office then. PDP, Bolori Ward. And we delivered. That time, AMPP and Co. won everywhere. Anywhere we did, our people must win. We delivered Bolori Ward that time for our principal. You have to participate. There's no shortcut. If you're not there, you're not there. You can speak forever on Twitter. There are people that can spend 5 hours on Twitter every day, but in their polling unit, nobody even knows them. That's not how to take over a country. Polling, not even word. In polling unit, nobody even knows them. Just carry their laptop, carry their bag. No, you must socialize. As you are strolling to go and enter the bus or stopping to buy fuel, that person on your street, say hello to him or her. During election, you can network. You can create a group. Let me tell you this. The only way is just to participate. There's no shortcut. So let me just stop here because of time. Thank you.
Thank you very much because of time, because we have a lot of people that are on the space. All right, thank you. Okay.
I hope we're ending by 12. Pairs beg me for 11.
10 minutes.
What is happening?
10 minutes time. We have 10 minutes to end the space. Yeah. So we're going to take as much as we can. Chidubem, over to you. Thank you. 1 minute, Chidubem. 1 minute. Chidubem, are you there? All right, Chidubem is not there. Please, guys, if you're not ready to speak, please do not request the mic, as we have other people who are waiting. You would be held on the mic. Thank you very much. Let's go with Zenith Limited. Zealot Limited, how are you doing this evening? Zealot, are you there? All right, Zealot is not there. Like I said, one more time, please, if you are not ready to speak, do not request the mic, as you would be held on the mic for others to speak. All right, let's go with
Oga Bishop, please, sorry to interject. Can I drop down?
Yeah, I'll drop you. Let's go with Unwa.
Okay, Oga Balami, please, if you have time, follow.
Okay, I think he was asking to follow him, Mr. Balami, Engineer Balami. Thank you for that. Unwa Anyoke, you have 30 seconds to ask your question. Go ahead,
I have just followed you, my Oga, so that you don't chase me out of Kaduna, I beg.
Thank you very much, Engineer Balami. Unwa Anyoke, can you go ahead? 30 seconds. Are you there? All right, Wanyoke is not there. Thank you very much. We will be going to the next person, and the next person is Classic Man. Classic Man, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
All right, yeah, you have 1 minute. Go ahead and space with us fast.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it in less than a minute even.
All right, thank
So
you.
I went off about an hour because I was on the train. I wouldn't know if the question has been asked, but let me
Go
just
ahead.
quickly ask it. So one of the challenges we have right now is because we do not have we're not a country that believes in a party of ideology as practiced here in the West. So if you are the Labour Party chairman, do you think we should build a party founded on ideology where even people coming in are people who believe in that ideology? or you think, and if yes, what kind of ideology would you build, or would you, inculcate into the Labour Party? Thank you.
Yeah,
And go ahead.
Engineer Balami, before you answer that, a classic man, I think that question has been answered. So we don't go around. He has answered that question, I think, 4, 5, 6 questions ago. The same question was asked
Oh,
about
okay.
four,
Sorry,
five
as I
minutes
said, I was
time.
on a train, so I logged off
Yes,
for an
yes.
hour.
I'm so
Yeah,
sorry about that. All right.
that's
Thank
fine.
you. Thank you very much, classic man. Thank you for asking that question. Let's go to the next person now. We're going to take Oji Sunday. Oji Sunday, you have 1 minute. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you so much. Can you hear me?
We can hear you. Go ahead, sir. You have 50 seconds more. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask what maybe if he thinks there is something that can be done to ahead of 27, because it usually looks as if after elections then things get quiet a bit, and then towards maybe a year or so to that time, then everything gets fast and up again. Is there anything the Labour Party can do differently to start preparing from now? Is there anything they're already doing in the background we are not aware of?
Thank you very much, Engineer Balami. In 30 seconds, please help us run through your question.
Okay, so I think the summary of the question is that how do we sustain momentum with or without getting ready for the next 4 years, right? That's to be relevant, is that what the question is all about? How to maintain momentum?
No, preparation,
Preparation, not only when it
yes.
is time to go and vote.
Correct.
Exactly. No, you see, the ObiDient movement have changed the way politics is being done. I can assure you that most of the parties are all sleeping now. They feel they have enough money. Once it is time, they can buy rice, maggi, and salt and share and win election. But I think we are doing it differently now. We are engaging. We're also looking at our strength, our weaknesses, and I think things will actually get better. So for me, I feel that there's the only way out is to maintain it the ObiDient way, but we must also do it with decorum, with structure. I like what Lagos said. I mean, I keep making reference to Lagos. I want people from Borno, from Adamawa, Taraba to come and learn. People from rivers, people from Cross River to come and learn from Lagos State. As I speak to you now, with or without membership, whatever, they are doing their registration in Lagos across each ward, across each polling unit. They are moving on. So I think it's a function of the quality of leadership in Lagos State. If we can encourage other leaders in other states to copy Lagos, that would be a good copy, and they should paste it properly, not to paste it wrongly. It is one thing to copy, but you must know how to paste it. So for me, Lagosians should also be open-minded through this ObiDient platform. We have so many support groups, great support groups. We need task force. You can actually help people in other states that will call out for help. Go there, show them how to do it, train them, give them the trainer course so that they can also take it down to the local government and the ward level and up to the polling unit level as well. So there's so much. Let us just get busy. What is important is that you don't go and start. And then I don't know. Please, Bishop, if I may ask you, when is INEC opening the portal for registration of voters card? Because if you observe the last time we did everything under rush, please, when is it?
I don't have that information, sir, but
So you
I'm going to
see,
find out.
because please let us find out. I can assure you that you'll be shocked that it's actually open for registration now. You'll be shocked. And INEC will never make noise about it. If they are not, now that there is a bit tranquility in the system, let us insist that INEC should open it up so people can get these things done on time. Not that when it is 6 months to election, they open and then they cannot print your voter's card and give you to go and vote. So these are things that those kind of policies we need to push for them. It should be continuous. My driver's license, I can get it anytime. Why can't I get my voter's card at any time? The day my son or daughter turn 18 years old, immediately I should go and get my INEC voter's card, my permanent voter's card. That is not the case, I think. There should be no time to open and close. It should be all year round. Please, I think we need to look at that. So that is part of the thing that the obedience structure should be advocating for, pushing, so that at least we'll continue to sustain the structure. The last time we did it, and we know what we got, we know what they gave us, what was allotted to us. If we can double that number, at least anyhow, we'll get there. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We have 3 minutes, and I'm going to take one more questions, unless Engineer Balami gives me the time to take maybe another and another, and I think he's not going to do that. So let me take Engineer Joseph Igama. Engineer Joseph Igama. Engineer Joseph Igama, are you there? Calling Engineer Joseph Igama for the last time. Are you there, sir? All right, you're not there. Like I said, if you're not going to speak with us, please do not request the mic. Thank you very much.
I can see
Engineer,
Ajas Solomon all the way from UK, which will allow people in diaspora to
yeah.
also speak. Please.
Well, I didn't know he was. Okay. Aja Solomon and Obioma Aja. Go ahead. I don't know how many people owns their account, but go ahead, sir. Aja Solomon, are you there? Obioma Aja, are you there? All right, he's not there. He cannot speak with us right now. All right, let us take Manuel Umo. 30 seconds. Manuel Umo, are you there? Manuel Umo, 30 seconds.
Yes, I am here. Can you hear me, please?
Yeah, thank you very
Clear,
much.
loud and clear. Go ahead.
Yeah, please.
Loud and clear, sir. Go ahead.
I was actually hear me.
Sorry, who's speaking? Hello?
I don't think anybody is speaking right now. Who did you pass the mic over to?
The mic was given to me, but somebody interjected.
Go
So
ahead,
I
go ahead,
muted.
Manuel Mo. You have 30 seconds, please. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Mine is a suggestion for us who are the people in the grassroots who held a fort in those various support groups and the movements. While all of this is being done, while all of the plan for 2027 is being done, and even the convention, we should ensure that we have a good grasp of our various groupings, and time to time try to meet and share strategy and all of that, so that we can help keep the steam at the grassroots for effectiveness in the subsequent elections and even in the off-season elections. Thank you.
All right, thank you for that advice. Does he need an answer? Thank you very much. Kadikol FM, 30 seconds as we round off the space. Kadikol FM, are you there? Kadikol FM. All right, not there. Thank you very much. Let us take Engineer Lighthouse Cash. Please, you have 30 seconds. Do not exceed your time. Go ahead, sir.
Okay, good evening, Perez. Good evening, Bishop. Good evening, Engineer. Please, I didn't start this space with you guys. I just have this question to ask Engineer Balami. Please, what is this crisis in Labour Party that it seems most of the ObiDient and those in the party want to crucify Abure? Please.
All right. I can answer you. Please kindly go to Jack has explained that Jack the Builder. He just search for Jack the Builder. You're going to see that there. We don't have the time for Balami.
No, but I think there is nothing wrong in responding to him. Let me tell you.
All
this.
right, go ahead, sir. Go ahead, sir.
I'm so respect and love Abure so much, and throughout the campaign, all the evidences are there. I was a senior special advisor on grassroots mobilization and fundraising. I was extremely close to him. At least there's no meeting I invited Abure to that he did not come to. When I called for the first time that any zone in the entire campaign came together, where I brought all chairmen of each local government and secretary from Borno, Adamawa, Yobe, Taraba, Bauchi, Gombe, at my own cost into Abuja, where PO, Senator Dati, Abure, the deputy, everybody came. Abure has always been there. In all honesty, the issue is that there's a power tussle going on. There's a mistrust between the ObiDient and the Labour Party leadership. It's simple. And the only way I've already given an advice here is the people that have been in the party for this long must not be seen as rubbish, must not be disrespected. We must love each other. But the party leadership also must also see the need to also respect people that came in from nowhere and put in their life. Some died, some put in their money. So I think our principal has gotten it right. His Excellency is discussing with them. Our prayer is that as we come to the table to discuss, let us put self aside, let us put greed aside, let us be faithful to the cause of this nation. That is just it. So I believe that once that happens, all this rancor will stop. And I can assure you that till tomorrow, whether I am chairman or not, most of us, it's not as if we don't have job that we're doing, but we just choose to be around. I officially was elected to represent the 15 Middle Beltan states. I don't think there's anybody who came to the PCC from such a big block. Most people came because they're close to PO, they worked with PO. I was called from Dubai when I was doing my business to come and represent the 15 northern states in the 15 Middle Beltan states. So what I'm trying to say here is that when some of us speak, we don't just speak for ourselves. We speak because we are representing a mega block. And all I'm just saying here is that patience, love, forgiveness, transparency is the only way out. And I can assure you that everybody that I know that is matured enough knows that Abure has to be respected. It doesn't matter what is happening between him and NLC now. We must respect each other. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Recapping on what you just said, I share your concern because I myself in 2022 August I left Dubai, left everything in Dubai to come back to Nigeria to campaign for Peter Obi, and I know what I lost in that process. I know everything that happened in that process. So yeah, I can relate to what you're saying. The last person we're going to take for tonight is Shark C. Shark C, please, you have 30 seconds to ask your
Okay,
question.
yes.
Please do
Thank
not exceed 30 seconds. Your
All
time
right. Thank you.
starts now.
Thank you very much, my brother Bishop. This is Shark Emmanuel, your brother from Jos, Mr. Engineer Balami. This is Chikat Emmanuel lecturer from Jos. Okay. Just want to say that sincerely speaking, my emphasis is on us getting involved. We have to be involved in the process. I read political science, and right for university days in Jos, we campaigned for Mantu, the late Senator Mantu, the Deputy Senate President. We campaigned for him. He came first time, second time, and he wanted to do third time, but he couldn't, get it. So based on the experience I had, if you are not fully involved in the grassroots, I'm telling you, you cannot be able to make impact. And with the ObiDient, sometimes we can be, we because we are Polish, we just don't want to follow the process. We want, do it our own way, because of some certain things that we have seen and all that. I have seen a lot of wrong things happening, especially in the aspect that Engineer Balami, talked about, the aspect of agent. That agent, issue was a very big deal for us. In Abuja here, I wasn't an agent because then, of course, because of the experience I had in the past, I decided to, drop anything politics. But because of our principal, PO, I decided to come back to politics. And also because of Engineer Balami, I know you remember me. I came to your birthday with my wife. Okay, because of your inspiration, you inspired me a lot, in joining this movement. And because of people like you, I decided to join the movement fully, but I wasn't involved, in the LP, just like what everybody is saying. I wasn't involved. I was just there because of the movement, and I love PO, and I love your participation and everything. So you are one of my inspirations that made me to come back. But because of what I have seen during the election, I decided to come back fully because I've seen that truly we came late. Most of the ObiDient movement.
Langchak, can you start rounding up, please? With
Okay, yes.
time
Most of the ObiDient came. You understand? So I just want to advise all of us that we should be involved. We should be fully involved this time around. Everybody must register and everybody must follow, the process so that at the end of the day, we are going to, deliver, because it's not easy to, to fight these monsters, these bad guys that are there. They have been there for a long time. So we need to be, grounded. We need to be rooted, in our own dealings. Thank you very much, and God bless you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Langchak. I don't think you were in Jos when I came to Jos to do the food bank in Jos.
No. I'm based in Abuja.
You We gathered close to 2,500 people at the Little Ray Field, close to the new government house, to talk about Peter Obi. And it was a very, very eventful one. Thank you very much. And that will be the last speaker for today. Pels, I think that should be over to you. So that we can start giving our closing speech and we can let Isaac Balami go as he has other meetings to attend to. Go ahead, Pels.
Okay, thank you so very much, Bishop. Engineer Balami, do you have any last words for us?
Well, I was expecting this, but what do I say now? It's simple. I think we've all learned from each other today. Some of the questions I wasn't expecting them, but I don't know if I answered them properly. Maybe I will do better next time if I will appear again. That's if you guys want to hear from me. But basically, what I was just saying here is that we can't give up. Some of us lost their lives in building this brand. Today, the brand is struggling to survive because of misunderstanding, misconception. Let us apply wisdom. Let us ask that God will give our leaders, our principals, the wisdom they require to convince Aburi and his team to do the right thing. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so very much for those last words. Priscilla, do you have anything to say?
Okay.
Priscilla, are you there?
Yes, I am. Can you hear me?
Is she speaking?
Yeah,
I can't hear
I
her.
can hear
Bishop,
her. Yeah, go ahead, Priscilla. Go ahead.
Okay. I'd like to thank every single one of you that stayed so long on the space. To the host, Pearls, you always do the most for the movement. Thank you so much. And to you, Bishop, promise one day you will get all the flowers you deserve because the sacrifices you've done, some people may hear some they may never know about. But yes, you are an amazing comrade, are still an amazing comrade in this obedient movement. And to you, Engineer Balami, it's always a pleasure to hear you. Your passion has always been a thing. I genuinely hope that you heed the voices of all those young Nigerians looking forward to having you put your leg in the ring for, running for chairmanship. It will be a great honor to them and to every one of us that believe in your voice and your passion as well. And to everyone here, thank you so much. I remain Priscilla, your service culture evangelist. Glad to have been a co-host on the space. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Pels. Go ahead now.
Okay, I did not hear a thing, not
She
even
was
one thing. But
appreciating you
thank you.
for all you've done for the obedient movement and also
Oh
appreciating
my
Balami. And she also said that I Bishop, I did a better work than you. That she doesn't know what you keep saying. I'm your boy.
It's
So
a
she said that's what she said. You didn't hear it, but I mean, we that we heard it, we are telling you what she said. Yeah, go ahead, Pels.
You're such a cool plotter. You, this
But
Bishop, you always remember my
I just
boy.
want to make an apology. You see, a lot of people called me. A couple of people inboxed me that I don't appear most times on the spaces. And guys, there's so much that we are doing. Sometimes people just think we don't want to come to the space. If you invite us, we'll come. But I can guarantee you that there's nothing I'm doing out there that is not more important than coming to discuss with you guys all the time on the space. But sometimes it's just that, like myself, I don't like when I'm with the Oga, I post my picture, I'm here, I'm there. What is more important is that we are working, and believe me that we are working behind the scene. So sometimes forgive us if we can't come on the space because we are doing some errands, we are on some assignment. And sometimes if there's need for us to be on the space and speak, please feel free to just reach out and we'll be available because a couple of us don't really have time, but it's not because coming to speak on the space everywhere is not actually important. It is important, but trust me, we are all working. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so very much, Sarah. So I'd like to say a very big thank you to everyone who has joined this space today. Like I said at the beginning, the future is infinite. The future of our beloved movement is infinite. So the conversation regarding the future of our movement is continuous. And the crisis in Labour Party is evolving. So as it keeps evolving, conversations around it will keep evolving as well. So I'd like to say a very big thank you to Engineer Balami for joining us today, for sparing time out of his very busy schedule to join us here today. We planned for 2 hours actually, but we've doubled that time. And we look forward to having more spaces with you as events unfold. And I'd like to say a very big thank you to my able co-host, Bishop, my boy, and my sister, Priscilla. Thank you so very much. I see some very amazing people. Everyone who has spoken on this space today, you all are wonderful. We've achieved so much with the conversations on this space tonight, and we've gained a whole lot of insight. Mommy Bolanle, I thank you so very much. Zari, I see some amazing people here. My beloved brother Sardam, I see you. My Isiaki, I see you. Health is wealth. Dr. Vince, everybody, Obirati Queen, Dr. Barry, Osemo, everyone. Hunde Seyon, I see you. Wonderful people here, Frank, everyone, all obedience here tonight. I say a very big thank you to you. Let's keep standing in the path of righteousness. Let's keep doing the right thing. Let's keep advocating for good governance. And let's keep pressing the neck of these terrible people who claim they are in government, but they're doing nothing. So, and again, I'm sorry for lots of people. There are still lots of people requesting for the mic here right now, but my apologies. We won't be. I'm actually at work as I'm spacing right now. So, and we planned for 2 hours, but we will keep having more spaces as time unfolds. So, thank you very much, everyone. It's been a wonderful conversation, and please look out for one another. Look out for one another and take care of yourselves and each other. I love you all very much.
Okay.
Bye for now.
Bye for now. You never say Bishop, say bye to the people. You see how this thing is working. I will want to do inclusive government and pairs. Okay. If you not